check. Okay.
You want to put this between you so you can have it?
I don't know.
You want to switch sides?
No, I'm okay. Because honestly, all we got to worry about is just these two volume knobs. That's it. Everything else is already preset.
Okay.
And a hello to everybody out there here at the Athlete Institutes. We're broadcasting live via YouTube. My name, of course, is Ryan Greco, and I am here alongside the winningest coach in Oshawa Power history and current head coach of Orangeville Prep, the man who does pretty much almost any job you can ask him in the Athlete Institute, Mr. Larry Blunt. How are you doing today, sir?
Very well, Ryan. That's mighty kind of you to say. Thankful to be out and excited about a great basketball game that's coming this evening.
Absolutely. So a couple of things we want to go over today. We've got the Orangeville A's taking on the Moncton Miracles. This is the first meeting of these two teams in the regular season this year. It's a rare cross-conference matchup. These teams don't get a chance to see each other a lot. They will be seeing each other a little bit more down the road, but a few things to go over really leading into this game. The Orangeville A's, they've started off a little rocky with a 3-6 record. The Moncton Miracles as well, sitting at 5-7. Both teams just outside of a playoff spot, sitting third in their respective conferences. Coach, a couple of questions for you. I mean, the A's so far starting off in this season, they've managed to produce the lowest offense in the league, averaging just 99.2 points. However, the Moncton Miracles are actually the worst defense statistically in the league, allowing 112 points per game. And I think this is something we're talking about off the air, is that something's got to give, right?
Certainly. Well, it's really exciting when you have two teams that are kind of on opposite ends of the spectrums. From my experience in this league, you want to get hot at the end of the season. It doesn't really necessarily matter at the beginning of the season. You kind of finding your legs. It's a long season. We always told our guys that it was a marathon more so than a sprint. So, I think it's exciting to have two teams that are built completely different and just have an opportunity to see the contrast between the two teams.
Absolutely. And I think, there's been nobody who's been putting in more work for the Orangeville A's up until this point than Justin Moss, averaging a ridiculous double-double right now so far in the season. 9 games in, he's averaging 21.8 points per game, averaging 12.2 rebounds. Coach, how important is it to have a guy like that on your team? I mean, you've had the opportunity to coach some incredible players both at the high school and professional level. And how important is it to have a guy that matters that much to your team to get him going early?
Very important. I always say great players make you look like a good coach. We won't say great coach, but we'll go with a good coach. So, his production is very paramount for this team to be successful, and I think Coach Thomas and his staff are very aware of that, so I'm excited to see his production as this game kind of progresses.
Absolutely, and the Miracles are in a similar situation, I believe, with James Justice. He's averaging about 22.2 points per game, averaging a modest 5 assists per game, but the next leading scorer on their team is actually a Terrell Tate with 13.3, so there's a large drop-off in offensive output. I mean, so what do you think are some of the challenges that the Moncton Miracles are going to be facing as far as getting their team involved? And I think that could be one of the big reasons for them to win this game, I believe.
Certainly. Well, it'll be very interesting to see how the A's approach this. Whether they let those guys go off and have an opportunity to get their points and have their production, or whether they focus in. And I think it's when you have guys that have that kind of production, you better make sure they stay hydrated and stretched and make sure that they can go the whole distance. So it should be fun.
Absolutely. It sounds like the trainers are going to have their hands full today.
I'm thankful that our job is up here and theirs down there.
Exactly. But we do have our water. Lord knows we need it. But I think one of the other things definitely to speak about here, now the Orangeville A's, they've had flashes of brilliance so far leading up in this season. I mean, they've had their moments where they've gone on their 15-0 runs. They've shown the ability to shoot the 3 ball, working that inside-outside game, and it's so paramount with Justin Moss, a guy who can, be able to dictate his will in the post.
Yes.
And be able to dictate his will in the post, but also by doing that, especially when he's hot, giving the shooters around him, guys like Jamison Tipping, who unfortunately I don't believe he's actually in the lineup tonight, but there's a bunch of other guys who are very capable of shooting the 3. Guys like David Tyndale, guys like Richard Amarty, Rick Boterford as well. When he spots up, he can be a bit of a threat he can be a threat from downtown.
Sure.
Now, how important is it for them to not only work that, but also get back on transition defense, which is something it seems like they've been struggling with all season?
Certainly. Well, I think there's a correlation with when you shoot threes. I mean, I think it's pretty common knowledge, and when you look at basketball, long shots lead to long rebounds, which could kind of factor into the transition issues that we're having. But I think with these guys, I think with Justin Moss, I think they'll ride him. And these shots that they're shooting, they're taking great shots. They'll start falling as the year kind of progresses and the guys settle in, and it'll be fun to watch as it kind of continues to go.
Absolutely, and we're just raring to go here at the Athlete Institute here in Orangeville, Ontario. We've got the Orangeville A's taking on the Moncton Miracles in about 15 minutes.
All right, I'm here with the Orangeville A's point guard David Tyndale. David, you spent most of your career here in the GTA playing for both York University and now coming out to play professional basketball here. What kind of feeling does that give you knowing that you're representing your region every time you step on the floor?
It's a good opportunity. Our fans are local, across the whole friends, family, local support. Playing your backyard, you're comfortable, right? So it's not really a transition. It's kind of like where I've been my whole life. So it's cool. It's fitting in right now.
Now, going up tonight against the Moncton Miracles, this is a team that is very good at transition. You guys in the past have had your issues with transition, but what are some of the things that you guys will be working on going into this game to have yourselves prepared for what could be a very high scoring affair?
Well, it's all about communication and working on that. A few drills this week that benefit us in the transition offense. So we should be prepared. We saw all the things we practice. We can go into the game. So we put the reps in. So we should be all right.
David Tyndale, point guard for your Orangeville A's.
For the protection of players, fans, and officials in the spirit of good sportsmanship, the National Basketball League of Canada requests to refrain from putting any object off.
4 minutes and 29 seconds remain into the tip. Both teams are warming up, and this makes for an exciting game tonight with two teams that are climbing through the ranks of the NBL and are really evenly matched, and looking forward to an exciting contest.
We thank you for your cooperation. A's fans, be sure to take a selfie or capture a fun moment during tonight's A's game. One lucky fan will be going away with a Grind Team prize pass. Think about posting a picture on Instagram. Be sure to use the hashtag A's Basketball and A's Live. One lucky winner will be chosen during tonight's fourth quarter, and your photo will be displayed on our video board. If your photo is posted, head on to the ticket booth and claim your prize located by the merchandise stand. The Orangeville A's want to thank Jason McDonald Photography for catching all tonight's action. Your 2016 Orangeville A's official photographer. The Orangeville A's want to give a special shout out to GJ from Moncton. Orangeville A's fans want a chance to meet your favorite player, Lady A's, and get their autograph all game. Players at Lady A's will be available for autographs following the conclusion of tonight's game. Line up in the designated areas where the Hockey Valley tent is located, and be sure to listen throughout the game for more information on how to meet your favorite A's player or dancer. Attention A's fans, don't forget to visit our ticket booth located right inside the main entrance for more information on your Orangeville A's season seats. General admission tickets starting only $12 per game and 200% of tickets. Head on over to our ticket booth and check our ticketing staff for all of your ticketing needs. Are you a singer of a unique talent you want to showcase in front of fans in the future of Orangeville A's home game halftime? If so, submit your application of an audio or visual clip to Chris Cross at chris.cross@a'sbasketball.ca. A's fans, don't forget to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter and Instagram for all your behind-the-scenes action on your home team. A's fans, don't forget about your home team's exclusive ticket offer brought to you by SoLive. Your Orangeville A's score 100 points or more in today's game. Bring your ticket within 24 hours and receive a free appetizer at the purchase of an entree. Eat where the Orangeville A's eat every day. Lavender Blue Cafe is over the second floor level. Watch the game from upstairs and enjoy their awesome food. The pulled pork and beef sandwiches are amazing. Salads and gluten-free options are also available. We'll see you up there. The Orangeville A's want to thank Belinda Manella and the Lady A's official makeup artist. The Athletic Institute want to thank the following sponsors for helping serve the great community surrounding areas: Adamo Winery, Orangeville Kia, Whispering Pines Landscaping, Gillette Insurance Limited, Orangeville Best Western Suites, High Wind Heating and Air Conditioning, Phaser Electric, SoLive, My FM, Orangeville 101.5, Poppy's Dry Cider, Ferguson Fine Homes, The Grind Team, Team Ennis, Alto Construction, Hockey Valley Brewing Company, and Long-Term Property Maintenance. A's fans, don't forget to catch your Orangeville A's take on the Winter Express right here at the Institute next Friday, February 5th. Tip-off at 7 p.m. Log on to a'sbasketball.ca for season tickets and information on your A's tickets. The Home Zone is dedicated and designed to provide a memorable and exclusive experience for children and their families who are selected within our community. Our own Orangeville A's players, innocent tickets and visitors is outreach. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and a warm welcome to tonight's Home Zone recipients. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center court for our mentors pregame ceremony. A volunteer group of men working with family transition plays, working to refine masculinity and end violence against women and girls in our community. And fans, now please rise and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem, sung by Miss Holly Ward.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From
And we'd like to welcome everybody back here to Orangeville, Ontario, here at the Athlete Institutes for this NBL game tonight, featuring the Orangeville A's and the Moncton Miracles. As always, I am your play-by-play tonight, Ryan Greco, and with me is one of the more accomplished men in the NBL and Orangeville Prep's very own head coach, Mr. Larry Blunt. So glad of you to join us tonight. Kelsey Wright unfortunately could not be with us, but do not worry. That talented, lovely young lady will be back with us next week. But in the meantime, we've got one of the best 6 men we could ask for in the game coming on to take over tonight. How are you doing, Coach?
Mighty kind of you to say, and thanks for the warm introduction. Much more comfortable on the sideline, but it's an interesting perspective up here. I'm excited to be a part of this tonight.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to all of the insight and analysis we can get from you. This is going to be one of those nights. I'm going to pick your brain. That's going to be happening all night.
That is what this is all about. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm going to pick your brain as you lead us to the promised land tonight. It should be a lot of fun.
Don't worry, we're going to get through this right now. So, starting off here for the Orangeville A's, we have Justin Moss, Rick Rutherford, Lewis Jackson, Leonard Whitfield, and Bilal Ben.
The atmosphere tonight is amazing. Now, when you're in the booth, you have to stand up at the A's with their tradition as the fans do not sit down until they make their first bucket.
I mean, we could start a new tradition right now.
We should do it. I think we should do it.
Yep, I think we should do it. As always with tradition, Orangeville has to score before the fans can sit down. Kicking it off, we've got Dexter Strickland bringing up the ball.
Yeah, Tom was a former player for the Brampton A's. This should be a great matchup to watch him.
Absolutely. Good finish there by Tajin Beatty. Working the half-court game so far to kick it off. Justin Moss now bringing it straight to the hoop. And he lays it in for 2.
Great isolation play there. Caught the ball at the elbow and a strong move to the right hand with a nice finish for 2 for the Brampton A's. I'm sorry, the Orangeville A's.
No worries. First they had that off. Bilal Ben putting some pressure on that. Bilal with the opportunity there for a turnover, but the refs see otherwise. They see over and back.
The A's seem to come out with a lot of energy tonight, pressuring the basketball, and they're getting out in the passing lanes. It should be a lot of fun to watch with these two teams at this pace.
Absolutely. They're definitely going to need it, too. These are two transition-heavy teams, and they're going to be running the floor most of the night. Lewis Jackson with the ball. Kicks it over to Justin Moss over at the three-point line, just inside the line. He's going to take it one more time again.
Looks like they're really making an effort to pound the ball inside tonight, catching the ball at the high post and working from the left elbow.
Absolutely. Good defensive block there. Tough shot, good rebound by Moss. Brings it over to Jackson, the Purdue alumni. One of the top point guards in the school's history, actually, in the Big Ten Conference.
That conference is unbelievable this year. A lot of parity in college basketball. Should be a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. There's a good finish. Speaking of consistency right there, that's Leonard Whitfield. Down low with a nice finish. Easy finish.
We talked earlier about the A's shooting a lot of threes. First 3 shots were in the paint tonight.
Yep.
Interesting contrast.
Tough shot by Granado there out there. They're going to let him shoot that all night. See if he can make it. Whitfield now again. Rebound by the Moncton Miracles. Granado now backing down Moss. Quick little back screen there and a quick layup there. Good little pass and play give and go by the Moncton Miracles to make it 4-all with 9:48 here to go in the first quarter. Lewis Jackson with the response, and he is just so explosive, isn't he, Coach?
Oh, certainly. He gets in the lane whenever he wants to. 3 shots. I think the A's are 3 for 4 from the field right now with 3 layups and 1 3-point shot.
Strickland with a quick 3 there, taking advantage of the height differential there. Easy open shot. Knocks it down. Now here's Boderford for 3. Can't make it, unfortunately. Now he's a guy who can score at almost any part of the floor.
Certainly. Well, both of the 3-point shots were really good looks. Those shots will fall if they continue to take good looks.
Absolutely. And Strickland showing no fear there with Justin Moss in his face. He was going to take that shot. Moss just caught a little bit of the wrist there.
this pace is up-tempo and fun to watch for the fans. A really nice crowd as you look over the arena tonight.
Absolutely. Orangeville has came out in space to support this team, and it's a reminder of some of the games that you have during this season, because it can get pretty intense out here with the high school teams too.
Well, that's a lot of fun. He has a lot of really good players that will be playing all over North America in the next couple of years, and the community has been incredible, and you can see basketball growing in this community.
Absolutely. Matt Strickland now, he makes 2 from the line, and it's now 9-6 for the Moncton Miracles, and 9:05 to go here in the first quarter. Moss now looking for a quick mid-range jumper there. He has that, but it looked like he didn't get the right elevation off of it.
Certainly a good-looking shot, rimmed out. He just has to stick with his shot and hold his follow through, and that will go down. That's great looks. They just have to stay consistent with them.
Terrell Tate there, trying to take it right to the rim. A couple of slashing guards here. Moncton trying to get to the line early, try and pad this lead that they have.
6-9 early in this game with 8:51. It's making for an exciting finish. If we keep at this pace, I'm not very good at math, but I think we're on pace for 125, 140 points.
Yeah, here's hoping. If there's one thing fans love, it's offense.
Certainly.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying, as long as it's disciplined offense, right? Like if you're going to get those open buckets, make them, right?
Certainly. Old coach said offense wins, puts bums in the seats, and defense wins championships. So we should see this as a nice matchup between these two teams.
Absolutely. Nice little pick and roll there. And one. That's Flanard Whitfield again, able to put it home. Nice little screen and roll by Bilal Ben, taking the opportunity to jump by. The defense was late to rotate. And now Whitfield's going to be at the line for an extra point, trying to make it a 1-point game.
Interesting statistic here. The A's are 4 for 4 on paint touches and 0 for 3 outside of the paint.
That is their bread and butter, though. They like to work inside. They got a couple of guys that can shoot it, but with a guy like Jamison Tipping, who's primarily a three-point shooter, he's out today. So look for them to really start establishing the inside game, allow the defense to collapse, maybe kick it open for an open 3, right?
Certainly, inside-out basketball.
Lewis Jackson there getting bumped off the pick. Good little pass inside, though.
I think it's interesting with Coach Thomas and his ties and his pedigree and his background with the Golden State Warriors, who are having incredible success in the NBA, that they play this style, and excited to see this offense. They're getting great looks. We just have to knock them down.
Absolutely. Now Whitfield trying to work inside. Isolation game. Great little shot. Turn around look. Count it. Nice move inside there by Tom Granado. He's got a couple on the game right now.
Nice left-hand finish over the right shoulder.
Very polished post player. He's able to box out Justin Moss there as well. Keep Moss from doing what he does best, which is score in the paint and get rebounds. Waterford, I think he was trying to go for the tag and the shot there, see if he could go for 3, but I don't think the rest were falling for it.
Very veteran officiating crew here.
They're not going to take any crap.
I wonder, could we implement a penalty box in basketball in Canada?
I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, if they want to try and make the game radically Canadian like they do the CFL.
The only way I would agree to that, from my standpoint, is that they have poutine in the penalty box.
You've gotten yourself accustomed to the Canadian delicacies, Coach. There's a great move by Bilal Ben now, striking into the lane. Here's a layup. And now called for the travel is Dexter Strickland.
I think the game is playing at a pace that the fans are really enjoying, and in a 13, I know it's early, but a 13 to 14 point game with your A's up or down by 1 point. I think this is going to be a heck of a finish if we keep going at this pace.
Absolutely. Ben in the corner, off the pick. Back over to Copes, who's on the floor now. He misses his first shot of the game. Look for him to get himself involved in the offense, working that post. Great move there. Good move by James Justice there.
I think the Miracles got going a little bit too fast.
Yeah. Just couldn't find Beatty there under the post. Just the pass a little too hard. Sometimes you just have to kind of hand it off.
Certainly. 1-4 set here for the A's.
Copes over to Jackson. Jackson trying to find some open space. He'll take it. And count it. Quick open shot. Good two-man game work there by the big man and the little man.
Credit to Coach Thomas and their staff. They really run really nice sets. I mean, the shots that they're getting are great wide open looks.
Absolutely. Canado working inside on Copes, showing his ability down low.
I'm not very smart, but I think Tom has a little bit of something to prove tonight, being with the A's last year, and I think he's very familiar with this floor.
Yep. He's a good player, and he's been showing that so far in this game.
Certainly.
Orangeville with the inbound now. 16-15 for the Miracles. 6:08 to go here in the first quarter. Whitfield over to Jackson. Jackson now brings it back. Once again, getting inside is Whitfield. He's having a good start to his game right now.
He really is. He's playing inside out. He's taking a couple good shots, and right now he's doing a nice job keeping the A's in this one.
I think one of the things as well, Lewis Jackson, he was missing a couple of games early on in the season, and they really missed his explosiveness as point guard. And anytime he gets an opportunity to go up against somebody who may be a step slower than him, he takes full advantage of it, doesn't he, Coach?
Certainly. With his stature and his size, I mean, you have to bring some speed to the game, and his ability to change the game from end to end and put pressure on defenses is very apparent even early in this contest.
And he's getting guys open, too, like Whitfield's taking full advantage of that. A couple of quick layups, open jumpers. And tying it up at 16 now with 6 minutes to go. Or sorry, 17-16 for Orangeville A's as they take the lead.
Having a good point guard is like having an extra coach on the floor and a guy that understands what you want, and that's an extension of your staff.
Absolutely. And speaking of extra coaches on the floor, that was Strickland again, finding a way to the line. Making sure the Orangeville A's bigs getting into a bit of foul trouble now. I think that's Justin Moss with 2 personal fouls and Copes with 2 personal fouls as well.
I think at this pace that's going to be very interesting dynamic for us to follow as the game progresses, as both teams continue to attack the paint and not settle for jump shots.
Absolutely. And the score is currently 17-16 for the Orangeville A's. With 5:54 in the first quarter, we'll be right back.
With over 50 years combined experience, the Grind Team. Call the Grind Team, whether buying or selling. The Grind Team sells lots of homes.
And we are back here in Orangeville. It's currently 17-16 over the Orangeville A's over the Moncton Miracles with 5:54 to go here in the first quarter. We have Dexter Strickland at the line for the Miracles, trying to tie it up. Misses the first free throw.
If I'm not mistaken, Dexter Strickland was a member of the Tar Heel National Championship team. Great to have the league represented by guys of that stature and that come from programs of that stature.
Absolutely. And Coach, you were talking earlier off the air about the importance of the three-point shot that's going on so far in this game. What are your thoughts on that?
I think as the A's continue to progress and as we get shots and in the paint and see the ball go through the net, I would be willing to bet that a couple of these three-pointers that we're shooting that are good looks will start to go in and go down.
Absolutely. That's a good attempt there by Lewis Jackson. There's another guy. I mean, he comes from a distinguished program in Purdue. And not only that, he made quite the name for himself over there. He was one of the top assist getters in his entire career there. And one of the top guys, one of the top point guards in the Big Ten in his time spent there.
Being a high school coach, it's really cool for us to watch these guys coming from programs like Purdue and North Carolina as they recruit our guys to see how these guys are coached. It's an interesting perspective up here, right?
Absolutely. That's James Justice. Trying to work a little bit by himself there, but to no avail. Rebound Orangeville. Jackson with the ball, working inside to Copes. Seeing if Copes, he's already got the space. Can he finish now? Great finish inside.
Another deep post touch, caught the ball in the restricted area. Nice shot, fake up and under, got the defender in the air and made a nice bucket.
Strickland over to Beatty. Unfortunately, Beatty could not finish it there. Once again, Moncton attacking the net with reckless abandon, Coach.
Certainly, the A's are going to be in foul trouble here at this rate that they're going. I think the primary ball defender, has to do a little bit better job of spacing the ball handlers on the Moncton team. They're getting in the lane kind of at will right now.
Justin Moss back in the game for Eric Copes. Hoping to get himself going a little bit. Beatty making his first shot. Misses the second. Big rebound there. Robert Diggs now into the game as well. He almost gets a touch there. And that's going to be Orangeville ball. Diggs missed the last home game due to injury, so it's good to see him back out there.
Certainly, it's always good to be back at full strength. Ball's being taken out here on the side, and 18-19, the A's are up one. Big possession here.
Absolutely. Opportunity to set the pace for some of the guys coming off the bench. Amarty now with the ball. He's going to see if he can try and make it inside. Quick jumper, no good. And there's going to be a foul under the rim there. And that's going to be on Terrell Tate, giving Justin Moss a little bit too much of a push. And I mean, Coach, how difficult is it for a guy his size to be able to work with a guy like Justin Moss, who's not only big but also athletic? I mean, he's sitting there at about 6'11", 6'10", and just moves like the wind.
I'm not very smart, but I think if you put a helmet and some shoulder pads on that guy, he may even be able to play some tight end or some linebacker in the NFL, the way he moves and as agile as he is, and his feet are light as they are.
He's quite the athlete there. I think Robert Diggs just got called for goaltending. He's called for goaltending. Apparently that one went off the glass after Diggs touched it. Or before Diggs touched it. They count the basket 20-19 for the Miracles.
I think he got the FIBA rules mixed up a little bit and was trying to get it off the rim and maybe went a little bit too early.
And it's always difficult. It's the little nuances that can make it so difficult in this game, especially when so many of these guys play above the rim.
Certainly, and especially with playing in different associations and also coming out of college and those things, trying to figure out the rules sometimes can be tricky to all.
Ben with the rebound, he wants to reset it to Jackson. Jackson trying to find an opening here. Looks around, finds Diggs. Diggs loses it. The refs called a foul though, the reach in. And that is going to be on Cornell GT. The Canadian out of Southern Illinois.
Certainly.
It's interesting, the Miracles, they only have 2 Canadian guys on the roster right now, their active roster. Just the bare minimum of guys in the league, but I mean, to each his own, I suppose, right?
Hopefully we can continue changing that trend. Mike Armstrong, that's an alumni of the academy here at the Athlete Institute, is, from my understanding, playing on the St. John's team. So hopefully that's a trend that will continue to change as the basketball in this country grows.
It's a great rebound there, and Diggs goes up again, gets another opportunity at the line. And they're going to need rebounding like that all game.
I think it's always easy to be armchair quarterback, especially in the booth, but I think the A's are on to something right now. I think they're shooting and they're scoring or getting fouled at almost an 80% clip every time the ball gets in the paint and they take a shot there.
Absolutely. They're also not exactly allowing, with the exception of Strickland, to be honest, they haven't really allowed anyone else to really get going and attacking the rim.
Certainly.
Diggs. This is the second. 21-20 for the Orangeville A's. 3:49 to go here in the first quarter. Justice bringing the ball up. He's trying to find the rim again. Misses. Moss with the rebound. But unfortunately, the transition not getting through. Pass inside for Ginty. Ginty back out to Justice. Justice takes the shot. And what a tough shot there over below.
Lefty. Dribbling hard to the right-hand side of the court and pulling out. That's a very tough shot.
Got to be strong to get that one off.
Certainly strong legs, nice form, nice follow-through.
Well, Ben works it out to Amarty. Amarty open for three, misses. But it's Justin Moss with the rebound. Active hands, active feet. Inside to Bilal Ben. Just misses. Rims out. Cheeks with the rebound. Justice up, nowhere to go. Cheeks with another rebound, goes up and lays it in for two.
Big finish in transition. I think the A's were scrambled a little bit, trying to get back. Tough shot. The floor balance may have been a little bit off.
Justin Moss now, quick spin move, up and in. Lost his footing there, gets blocked, but gets it back, cleans up his own mess. Just a beast under the post.
I don't know if it's okay to use this term, but Moss is a grown man in the paint right now.
I think that's a very appropriate term, Coach.
I don't know if it's those Air Jordans that he's wearing or the Stance socks, but he's incredible. Got strong hands, quick second leap, and more importantly, strong and explosive.
I find that we've now had a couple of home games here for the Orangeville A's, and it seems that he's wearing a different set of Jordans each game.
Awesome. I need to figure out who is his shoe connection, and I just want a couple pair of shoelaces. I don't need actually the shoes.
Absolutely. Murray now passing it over. So Ginty turns it over. Bilal Ben now attacking the rim. They've got the numbers, and they finish. That's Jackson using that elevation. Very explosive guard right to the hoop.
Nice finish. I think it continues the trend that the A's, when we get in the paint, and when they get in the paint, great things happen.
Turnover there. I don't think Ginty was paying attention when Justice threw it over to him. Results in a turnover. Now, doesn't that just drive you nuts as a coach when you see guys not paying attention in the post? It's like, if you're going to be there, show me the hands, right?
Certainly. I think that's a byproduct of a lot of threes being launched. And post players, I mean, if you look at the statistics with the Miracles, I think they've shot a lot of jump shots. So guys probably start thinking, well, I'm just going to get positioned to get the offensive rebound. But yes, if you don't catch it, then the guards are going to remember next time, I'm not throwing it in the post to get a turnover.
Yep. And we got a timeout. Quick timeout. We'll be back in just a few minutes. It is currently 25-25 here in Orangeville at the Athlete Institute with 2:03 to go in the first quarter. And we are back here in Orangeville. It is currently 25-25 with 2:03 to go here in the first quarter between the Orangeville A's and the Moncton Miracles. Lewis Jackson bringing the ball up out of the timeout. Coach, if it was a timeout, what would you be telling these guys right now coming out of that timeout?
Well, based on what I've seen thus far being up here for my first time in the booth, I'm going to make a push to see if I can coach from up here. You see it from a different perspective when you're up here. I think the adjustments that I would be making if I was on the A's benches, I think we have to continue to get high quality, high percentage shots in the paint. Right now, that's our best offense. And on defense, we have to do a better job of keeping the basketball in front of us.
David Tyndall coming into the game for Bilal Ben. Before that, Lewis Jackson with the layup to make it 27-25 for the Orangeville A's.
Certainly. Miracles have to do a better job getting back in transition. I think that's slowing their team down right now at this point.
Absolutely. And this is a team, though, that has given up more points than any other team in the NBL.
Certainly. Well, you can tell a lot of the defensive rotations, and a lot of that is a byproduct of turnovers. They turn the ball over or take bad shots, which lead to transition for the A's.
Absolutely. And there's one thing the A's can do. Despite the fact that they like to work inside out, they do like to work more of a half-court philosophy. They can run with the best of them.
Certainly. Well, I think thus far, no matter how you get it in the paint, you'll take it, whether it's transition or whether it's running sets or even offensive rebounds can prove to be, a great opportunity for this team.
What a play there. Right off of the zipper. You can call that one at any level and watch miracles happen, no pun intended. Lewis Jackson to Justin Moss to make it 29-25. Here's Murray.
Once again, another paint touch led to another good bucket for the A's.
Absolutely. Tough shot there by Justice. He's missing. Lewis Jackson now in transition. Tries again to Moss, sorry. No Moss that time.
Blown away by the crowd and the atmosphere here tonight with the A's. Basketball is growing in this community, and it's fun to watch and see.
Absolutely. I don't think 5 years ago this would have been a place that most people would have thought to bring a team, but they've shown in support. Bodenford with the turnover there. Murray forcing the turnover. Quick in transition, but a big block by Robert Diggs, but the refs are still going to call it. It's those FIBA rules again, Coach. They're getting us over.
I think the referees may have to split up and go in each locker room at the half and give each coach an interpretation of the rules with the goaltending.
36 seconds to go here in the first. 29-27 for the Orangeville A's. Jackson with the ball. Murray guarding him. Moss with the pick. Jackson, nice little pass to Diggs. Moves over to Moss again. Finds the inside. Just misses. A rare miss by Moss when he gets that deep in the post.
It's the second time consecutively that they've run the horns action with the ball screen and the first big dive into the block and the second big popping for the high-low action.
Great ball movement there. Just lacked the finish.
Certainly.
Murray now trying to buy some time. 5 seconds to go now. Looks like he's going to take it himself. Nope. This is it over. Gets the shot off and makes it. That's a tough shot. And he's talking a little trash to Bodenford, letting him know about it.
Big time finish late in the game. I think Brandon Kearney from not too far away, the University of Detroit Mercy. Tough shot clock running down, big
Absolutely.
play.
And University of Detroit Mercy, a well-known regional power in Michigan and Midwest basketball in college. One of the better colleges you're going to see in that region.
Certainly, not too far. I think 4.5 hours with snow, 3.5 hours without snow. Not too far away.
It's a crazy story. I used to actually live in Windsor, and we used to go over the bridge. And because my coach back in the day, he actually played for the Detroit Mercy, so we actually got a chance to go in there every now and then and get a chance to run with some of those guys. And I would just spot up in the corner because I knew my place when you're playing with guys like that.
I would have loved to play with a guy like you. You stay in the corner, they can't help. We're going to your side, and let's see if we can get to the rim.
Absolutely. So here we are tied at 29 in the first quarter. Coach, what are some of your thoughts taking away this first quarter? Some of the things that Orangeville can work on, some of the things the Miracles can work on. First thing, let's try with the Orangeville A's.
I think the A's are doing a nice job of creating tempo. They're doing a really nice job of getting the ball inside and playing inside out. I think the A's have taken 5 3-pointers or 6 3-pointers if the stats here are correct. And I think getting out in transition has proved to be a great opportunity, a great way for the Orangeville A's to score.
And the Moncton Miracles, they've hanged tough this entire time. They've been finding ways to get to the basket. They've been earning it at the free throw line, shooting a very high percentage so far. What are some of the thoughts on things things that they can be doing moving forward?
The Miracles, they have to take care of the basketball better. I think a lot of the points that they've given up have been a result of runouts or poor defensive balance when point guards or guards dribble and get in the key and get in the paint. The rotations haven't been as good getting back on defense. But at 29-29, I'm hopeful that we can just erase the score and we have a brand new ball game starting second quarter.
Absolutely, and it's a high-scoring ball game at that.
Sure.
Well, teams combining for 58 points in the first quarter alone.
That has to be Canadian math because my U.S. math, I was counting on my fingers and my toes and everything.
It's that Virginia in you.
Holy.
Here we are getting started. We've got Lewis Jackson, David Tyndale, Robert Diggs, Justin Moss, and Rick Bodiford starting it off for the Orangeville A's. For the Moncton Miracles, we've got Tyler Murray starting off, the Canadian. We have Casson Cheeks starting off. Zach Valliere starting in the post. Brendan Kearney, the gentleman who made the buzzer beater actually over Rick Bodiford, talking some trash from the University of Detroit Mercy. He's starting off the second quarter, and finally rounding out the starting five for the Moncton Miracles is Jerron Jamerson. He's seeing his first bit of action in the game.
I'd like to see the Moncton Miracles go back inside to Tom. I know he started the game off really hot. I think he had 6 of the first 10 points.
Yep. Turnover there by Tyndale. Miracles unable to convert though.
Once again, a run out in transition, and the A's, this has been their best offense.
Able to pull it right back. Good little setup there. And that's what you get with guys this size, right, Coach? I mean, they can throw the ball that deep. And there's guys that can go up there and get it. It's just a matter of making sure you're picking your spots, right?
Certainly. With our team, when I was coaching the Oshawa Power, we wanted to play with 4 guards, and we had to have a 4-man that was tough enough to guard 4s, but that was athletic enough that bigs couldn't stay in front of them. And it looks like both teams are following that format and that model. Once again, another transition.
Absolutely. That's a great move there by Lewis Jackson. Showing a little flair, a little almost pistol Pete Maravich back there, putting it behind his back. And the defender's bit. He was able to take it right in for 2. And that's based off a turnover from Valliere. He feels like he got hacked, but he's taking an opportunity. He's getting the ball back now as a chance. Murray now going in. Showing no fear up against Moss, but unable to convert. And now Jackson forcing the turnover, and he might go one more time. He gets rejected though. And that's Jamerson with the rebound, and he's got a 3-on-1 here. But Robert Diggs coming back and playing defense. You gotta love that.
I love it. Big player. I think you could look that there may have been a little bit of contact on the drive and transition, but the A's putting pressure on the Miracles in transition. Want to go back and touch on something that you just mentioned. Pistol Pete may have been a little bit ahead of your time.
A little bit. I have the jersey at home. Come on.
Do you have the floppy socks that goes with it?
That's only for hockey.
Okay, I got it.
Quick shot there. Unable to convert the Miracles. Robert Diggs with the rebound over to David Tyndale. Tyndale bringing it up the floor. Looking at options here. Over to Moss. Moss inside to Marty, and he's finishing 4 rotation, leads to an easy bucket for the A's.
Ryan, I think you're pretty spot on with this. Every bucket that's been scored in this half, or this quarter, shall we say, has been a transition bucket or a paint touch, a drive, dish, drive, draw, and dish, or drive, draw, and drop off. 35-29, the A's are starting to separate a little bit.
Absolutely, and a great defensive play. Those are one of those things you call a necessary foul. I mean, Valliere had nothing but daylight, but Diggs was able to get a hand in there at the last second. I mean, you got to love seeing some hustle defense like that when all seemed lost.
Got to make them earn them. You have to put them on the line and make them go there, and with the fans yelling and the atmosphere great, and make them earn the 2 the hard way.
Absolutely. And Valliere so far to start off this game, he's had a couple of instances there where he's been losing the ball down low, so we'll see if he's able to, I guess you could say, smarten up a little bit in the postgame.
Certainly.
And there it is, a good foul. They only get 1 point out of the situation.
Certainly.
Tyndale with the ball now.
Those plays don't always show up in the box score, but those are things that you have to do to win.
Absolutely. And Whitfield, little kick from Tyndale. He gave himself a little bit of space behind the 3-point line there. Knocks it down though. Strickland, what a player.
Ryan, I think you called it earlier with the A's getting shots in the paint and getting early touches and getting out in transition. Now those three-pointers, there'll be less pressure on them as the Brampton A's take some of those shots that are starting to fall for them.
Absolutely, and there's another goaltending, only this time it goes for the Orangeville A's, making it 40-32 with 9:30 to go here in the second quarter. Strickland with the ball now. See if he'll attack again. Picks it off. That was Ryan Smith. University of New Brunswick product just touched the ball there. Murray now with the ball. Murray walking into Valier. And the Orangeville A's do not want to give Valier anything.
You have to earn everything in this gym, it seems like. I think Richard Amarty got and was able to close the gap. Looks like he's wearing some ultra fluorescent hyper dunks.
Do you think they make them quicker?
We have a Nike sponsorship with our team and our academy and our program, so I'm going to have to go with yes. I think there's a correlation between his speed and the hyper dunks that he has on his feet.
Absolutely no bias in there whatsoever, right, Coach?
I can neither confirm nor deny that statement.
Valier making the first shot, 40-33 here.
I would suggest that any basketball enthusiast or purist or anyone that enjoys the game come out and actually see one of these games live, up close, and personal. This is really high-level basketball with a lot of guys that have played at a very high level.
And speaking about a little sportsmanship there, I don't know if anyone really saw it, but Amarty, who came down pretty hard on Valier underneath the floor, actually gave him a little pat on the butt as he was heading off the bench. Just making sure he was okay.
As someone that's played the game, some of those love taps, you may have to slide in I hope you're okay, but we're going to still kick your butt tonight.
Of course. Now Botifer with the ball, attacking to the rim. Pass it out to Copes. Pump fake. Drive in, passing into Copes, turn it over. Now in transition. Here come the Moncton Miracles. Moving in. Nice little bucket there. That was by number 10, Kearney. David Tyndale now with the ball. Trying to decide what to do with it. Inside to Copes. Copes getting charged with 3 seconds in the key. Doesn't like the call, but I think that was the right one by the refs.
Certainly. Moved his pivot foot. Nice deep post up. Ball could have been delivered a little bit earlier, but definitely the right call by the officials by moving his pivot foot.
Some good rotation defense there by the Miracles as well. See if they can continue that. Strickland now with the ball. Takes the shot. Big shot over Tyndale. I mean, it's that UNC blood in him. He's cold-blooded.
Carolina Blue. Now, I know they may be upset with the shoe choice with the fluorescent pink.
Tyndale now with the ball.
Coach Roy Williams and his staff and the equipment managers may be upset if they were to see him wearing those.
Tough shot there by Whitfield. Reaching over, foul call on Whitfield. And it is now 40-39. Moncton Miracles have been able to come back in this game. A few quick buckets. And this is a recurring issue, it seems to be, with the Orangeville A's throughout the entire season, is they'll get themselves a bit of a lead off of transition, and then all of a sudden they'll start slowing it down, or they start acting almost a little too hyper on the offensive end.
It's amazing. You see the ball go through the net a couple times, and you get your confidence going, and sustain that over the course of 4 quarters is a lot more challenging than what most people could probably realize.
Absolutely. Kearns with the ball now. Kearney, sorry. Takes a shot. Missed there. Marty now in transition. Decides to bring it back. Jackson with the ball now. Big shot there. Marty. Look for him. He can stroke it out there if he gets hot.
I think there's an adage that if you shoot 40% from 3, it's the equivalent of shooting 60% from 2. So I think going back to the Warriors and their style of play, I think that really is apparent here when you watch the A's. They get their 3-pointers up.
Granado back into the game, and he makes it count with a 3 in response. Nice smooth delivery there. Jackson with the ball now over to Botifer. Botifer nearly lost it. Jackson back to Jackson. Jackson looking for an opening. Gonna try and force it. Nope. Over to Marty. Marty's thinking about it. That's a tough shot.
Certainly. Long, I think the A's have shot threes on the last 5 consecutive possessions. If I'm the Miracles, I'm trying to find a way to get the ball to either Tom or I'm trying to get the ball to Strickland. Those two guys are really filling up stuff in the stat sheet tonight.
Absolutely. Rebound there by Whitfield over to Jackson. Jackson back to Whitfield. Kicks it over to Bodiford. Corner 3. No good. Copes gets it. Showing the hands. Back to Whitfield. Off the pick. Puts it up. Once again, though, offensive rebound for the Orangeville A's, and Bodiford lays it in for 2.
That seems to be the A's best offense at this point. Throw it up and go get it. And these threes, again, they're missing a couple of them, but they all are good looks. These aren't shots that are, that are forced or shots that are out of the floor of the offense. When they start going down, I think the A's will separate a bit here.
Renato called with the foul, their offensive foul. Looks like he lost his balance a little bit before running into the Orangeville player while Strickland was looking for him to work in the post. Coach, it's a 3-point game now, 45-42 for the Orangeville A's, 5:44 to go here in the second quarter. Your thoughts on the offensive game that the Moncton Miracles have put together so far?
Well, I think, when we started the game tonight, I think you referenced that the A's have the lowest offensive output, and the Miracles have the worst defensive team defense in the league statistically. And I think right now we're on pace 45-45. I think this game is pretty much as even as it could be, so I think both of those trends are holding true as this game kind of progresses.
Absolutely. Neither team can seem to contain the other one anytime they go on a run.
Certainly. Well, the A's have an opportunity to separate, and I think a couple of those jump shots, good shots taken, albeit if a couple of those fall, I think this game opens up and there's a bit of separation. But to the Miracles' credit, they did a nice job of weathering the storm and continuing the battle and continuing to keep fighting, which is, I think, making this an exciting contest for all the fans that are out tonight.
Absolutely. Strickland, no small part of that, getting himself to the lane consistently, showing no fear. Anytime they've needed a bucket from him, he's been able to deliver. I think moving forward, he's going to be the one that the A's are really going to have to try and contain. And between him and Murray now, Murray's starting to find his rhythm a little bit. He's had some good assists. He's shown his ability to handle the ball, be able to take care of it.
Hey, Orangeville, with special steps for our former head coach and commissioner, welcome back, Coach Max.
The announcer showing some love for the returning NBL commissioner, former Brampton A's head coach, back when the organization was in Brampton.
Coach Magley and his staff did an incredible job. I think back-to-back years finishing in the conference, losing the conference semifinal, which is really impressive.
Another big 3 there by Whitfield. He's having quite the game so far. Strickland now once again trying to get it to Renato. Unfortunately couldn't put it together. And that's Ryan Smith with the foul in transition. Really just trying to stop any kind of quick bucket that would have happened there.
Once again, very, very smart by the Monktons. They have a couple fouls to give. Slow the break down and not to give up an easy bucket in a 2-possession game. I think every possession matters.
Well said. Marty with the ball now. Moves over to Jackson. Jackson over to Whitfield. He's going to take another 3. Big rebound by Marty and finishes under the hoop.
Miracles have to find a way to put a body on guys. A lot of these long shots and long rebounds resulting from the A's taking 3-pointers at the clip that they're taking. The Miracles have to go back in the locker room and really make an adjustment on their box-out principles.
Strickland now with the ball. Push it over to Smith. Smith taking the 3 and makes it. That's going to be a big bucket for the local kid out of the University of New Brunswick playing for his home province.
In Virginia, they say right back at you.
That he definitely did. Now in transition, Justice with the ball. Over to Smith. He's going to take another one and makes it. And Smith.
Looking over the bench, you see the assistant coaches looking at their scouting report. Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Definitely making the shots there, making a name for himself real quick. 6 points in literally a few minutes. Whitfield now starting to do a little talking back with the bucket on Smith.
Not very smart, but I would imagine 22 needs to get another look at this point.
Ooh. Cardano missing at the rim. Ben with the rebound now. He's pushing the tempo, looking to see if he can find anything there. Push it over to Marty. Marty back to Ben. Over to Jackson. Moving in the corner. Whitfield. And Whitfield letting the bench know he's having himself in quite the game, and the lead is now back up to 7 for the Orangeville A's with 3:30 to go in the second quarter.
Amazing what happens when you make a couple of shots and that bucket just starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep. Cardano now in the post, looking to see if he can work something. Good effort. But Cope stayed with him the whole way. Jackson now with the ball. Push it over. Marty taking the shot. He has some time to think about it. Off. Justice with the rebound. Justice bringing it up the court now. Moncton see if they can get something going here. He decides to attack the rim again. What a nice little take there.
Left hand finish in transition. That's a tough bucket there.
You see the angle he was at, nearly a 90-degree angle.
That looks like a backyard horse shot.
Well said, Coach. Ben now with the ball. He's going to take it in on Smith. Turn around, quick fadeaway. Smith unable to stay with him, even really to contest the shot. You got to isolate that, it seems, and Orangeville did it well. It's 57-50. Moncton taking a timeout here with 2:44 to go in the half.
Featuring our heroes, Ontario. Hey fans, we're also exciting basketball a little over than your Orangeville A's. Join us next Friday, February 5th, when we host the Windsor Express right here in the Institute at 7 o'clock p.m. For more information, log on to our website at aisbasketball.ca.
And here we are back here in the Orangeville, Ontario at the Athlete Institutes. With 2:44 to go in the half, it is 57 Orangeville A's, 50 for the Moncton Miracles. Of course, I'm joined by Coach Larry Blunt here of the Orangeville Prep, and myself, Ryan Greco. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us here on the YouTube live webcast of NBL Canada Basketball. Again, our inbound here, Justice with the ball, bringing it up the court for the Moncton Miracles. Bilal Ben on him.
Out of this timeout, I would be surprised if Strickland doesn't get a touch or Tom Granada here. And on cue.
On cue. Tough miss. He's got a good form though for a big guy, doesn't he, Coach?
He does. He's not exceptionally athletic jumping wise, but he's got a big body, a solid frame, and you know his base allows him to play at a level that allows him to be really effective.
Doesn't really need to get too high off the ground. He just kind of puts it up there. Nice little easy flick. Doesn't have to think about it too much.
Look at the flick of the wrist.
Jackson in. Jackson showing elevation, but Justice was right there with him. I mean, those are two guys right there. I mean, between the two of them, they're probably both sitting maybe realistically at about 5'9" apiece. And they both have some hops. As shown right there, Jackson now in down to Moss. We'll see if Moss is going to get going.
5'9" may even be generous.
Moss using the body inside. What a finish. With 1 second to go on the shot clock. Strickland now with the ball, brings it back up. Over to Justice. He's going to take the shot. Quick curl and shot. No good, though.
Moss had a very good career at Buffalo. You can see he's a matchup problem at 6'6", 6'7", broad shoulders, really athletic. He is a matchup problem.
Absolutely. Actually, former MAC Player of the Year, too, in 2014.
I can see that. He has great hands, long arms. I mean, great posture. I mean, if he decides to go play football, I think he may be able to make a lot of money.
That he could. Inbound now for the Orangeville A's. Jackson with the inbound. Going to find open. It's going to be to Moss.
Blown away at the crowd that's here tonight. The Tipping family and the ownership group. I mean, it's unbelievable to see this facility take shape. The crowd, the production. I mean, it's an incredible atmosphere. I can't say enough things about families needing to come out and actually see this live. It doesn't do it justice when you watch it on television.
Absolutely. Good ball movement there by the Miracles right up until the last pass. Unfortunately, Murray with the turnover. Ben now back in transition. Quick finish, hesitation, and count it for two, making it 59-50 with 1:08. Sorry, 61-50 with 1:06 to go here in the half. Moss able to strip Strickland, but Strickland gets the ball back. Calls a jump ball. And that's just a result of enough hands getting inside on Strickland.
I think you touched on it earlier. The shots that the A's were taking earlier that were not falling, that were good looks, are starting to fall now. And I think the inside-out approach that they're taking, you can see as a result, the A's are starting to separate a little bit here.
I mean, people will always talk about the three-point shot and how it's revolutionizing the game now and how teams are properly utilizing it. But at the end of the day, you know, I think one thing we're seeing with these two teams here specifically is if you attack the rim, you're going to get a better opportunity to finish than you ever will 30 feet out with a hand in your face.
I think it's really simple. With the conversion rate, if someone puts a $100 bill, a U.S. $100 bill with this conversion rate, and you tell someone simply that you could take one shot, and if you make it, you get the $100 bill, I'm convinced that 99.99999% of the people in the world will probably go take a layup.
Absolutely. Good shot there. Justice now back in transition. Pass over to Curse. It's a roll. And Justice with the putback slam. All 5'8" of him. Right under the rim. Spud Webb-like there.
I think someone may have to check his Jordans. They may have been the ones that Michael Jordan was wearing. He was way up. He almost hit his head on the rim, if I'm not mistaken, from this angle.
Jackson now looking to respond. Nice little inside pass. And I'm already saying, I can do that too, little man. Justice now, quick crossover. Attacks the rim, up and in. Just misses. And that will be our first half. The Orangeville A's leading 63-52 over the Moncton Miracles. Coach, a couple of quick thoughts about the last couple of exchanges there.
That was really exciting. Richard Marty coming back saying, anything you can do, I can do better, with a nice finish for two. Great, exciting, fast-paced first half of basketball here. I think the referees have a great sweat and a great glisten, as we would say, from running back and forth and chasing it. I think we're in for an exciting finish, and after both teams get a chance to go in the locker room and kind of regroup.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is our first half here in Orangeville, Ontario, here at NBL Canada. We will be back with the third quarter in a few minutes. Stay tuned.
children and youth that played at Heroes Camp, some who would not have otherwise had an opportunity to play at this great game. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to direct your attention right here to center court as we welcome back our commissioner, David Bagley, who's going to say a few words about our program. Ladies and gentlemen, David Bagley.
Our Heroes Camp kids are thrilled to be out here and do a couple drills for you tonight. Heroes Camp is a non-profit that we do every Saturday morning in Brampton. We spend about 45 minutes on drills, 45 minutes playing games, about 30 minutes here in the Word of God, spoken to them every Saturday. It's a full free program. They have a lot of fun.
come to Chris Cross at Chris.Cross at AsBasketball.ca. Fans want to watch some exciting basketball, look no further than your Orangeville A's. Join us next Friday, February 5th, right here at Institute, as we host the Windsor Express right here. A's fans, be sure to take a selfie or capture a fun moment during tonight's A's game. Welcome back, walk away with the Riot Team prize pack. You can post a picture on Instagram. Be sure to use the hashtag A's Basketball and A's Live. We're all looking out each other tonight's fourth quarter, and your photo will be displayed on the video board. If your photo selected, go to the ticket booth and claim your prize. The Orangeville A's want to thank James McDonald Photography for capturing all of tonight's action here in 2016 Orangeville A's official photographer. A's fans, don't forget about your home team's exclusive ticket sponsor, brought to you by Soul Eye. If your Orangeville A's score 100 points or more in tonight's game, bring your ticket.
And I'd like to welcome everybody back here to Orangeville, Ontario. As we just get started with this third quarter, it is 63-52 for the Orangeville A's over the Moncton Miracles. I am Ryan Greco, and joining me this quarter is the one and only commissioner of the NBL, former Orangeville head coach as well, Commissioner David Megley. Thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here, and this is an amazing facility. To see what James Shipping has done with this place is remarkable. He's turned it into a real arena, and it's really cool. It's a great environment. The crowd is into it. It's nice and loud, and there's some of these amenities like the jumbo screen there, and the luxury suites they have up there, just make it a really cool feel.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember coming back in here, and just as we're getting set for an inbound here for the Orangeville A's, I remember coming in here as a curious spectator. You know, I'm coming up from Mississauga to check out the prep school teams that play up here. And back then, they only had the one side of the bleachers. None of this was all of this was non-existent.
Yeah,
everything on this side.
It's the whole Chipping family are visionaries, and they saw this coming. And I was fortunate enough to be with them for a couple of years and see how they work. And I'm just really so happy for them because I know that this is a dream of theirs. So it's really neat to see it come true.
Absolutely. Now Bilal Ben with the ball, looking for an option to Justin Moss here. Justin bringing it in, getting it back. And he's been doing that all day, folks. Takes the shot, misses it, brings it back. He's got a bit of a mean streak about him, and I'm sure the Orangeville A's embrace that to the fullest.
I'll tell you, he's tough. He's a strong kid. He's athletic, and he's probably one of the best new players in the league this year.
Yeah. So Commissioner, one of the questions I think I'd be curious to know is, what was your first reaction to the idea of a team like this coming up to Orangeville? This is not exactly one of the larger markets that you would have in the league. Just share your thoughts on how that kind of came about.
Well, I understand the big picture of what James is trying to do with basketball in general, the prep school, the training, everything about what he does is first class. And I knew that if he brought a team up here, it wouldn't take a lot of numbers to justify the franchise's existence and success, and it's absolutely right. He controls a lot of the revenue that can come in this place, so it's a really cool opportunity for he and the league.
Absolutely. Here's Jackson there with a quick finish to the basket, 67-52, extending the lead to 15 now for the Orangeville A's. 10:33 to go here in the third quarter. Now, Commissioner, you're talking about revenue and exposure and things of that nature. I mean, what do you think would be the next step for a league like this, like the NBL? We're in our fifth season now. The kind of exposure that would take to get to the next level as far as national coverage for a lot of the sports media in this country.
Well, I think part of it is understanding what television costs. A lot of our general fans say, well, if we could just be on TSN or we could just be on Sportsnet or something like that. Well, we absolutely can. But we're going to have to pay for the production cost, and the production cost of a televised game is going to be, depending on the venue and the equipment, $20,000 to $40,000. And yes, we would then have the rights to market that game, but again, $20,000 to $40,000. That's a nice sponsor for any one of these teams. For their just pay for cost is a tough thing. So I think what's going to happen is as we grow our numbers of teams, as our teams are all successful financially on the court, off the court. And we have good seasons, organically you're going to see this start to happen. As we become more of a national league, we've got to get out west eventually, and we will. I mean, we absolutely see the value in growing and going someplace, and it's only a matter of time till we get out west.
Gene Tree with the attempt there at the rim, and he was denied briefly there.
That's actually Tyrell Tate.
Oh, is it Tate? Oh, sorry.
He's Canadian. He played in the D League last year. He's a heck of an athlete. Hey, for all those fans back in Moncton that are at St. Louis Bar right now, I know you're watching this game and cheering your team on. I appreciate your support, Miracle Nation, and I know that's something that's going to help us get more owners and get everything secured for your future. So you just keep supporting your team. That's a really cool thing.
And it's got to be very encouraging to see communities be able to rally around teams like that. Even just something as simple as everyone getting together and support it. I mean, you've got teams all over the world, whether it be soccer or basketball, that have those kind of meeting places. Offensive foul there on Justin Moss, pushing out Gordano.
I think it's it's a double foul.
It's a double. Those boys have been getting physical all night.
Yeah.
But kind of more playing towards that. It's got to be very encouraging when you see communities like Moncton and PEI getting behind these kind of teams.
Well, that's what's exciting when you look at the Dufferin region, where James has moved his franchise to Orangeville. This whole region is about the same size as Prince Edward Island. Prince Edward Island has about 104,000 people, and in that market, now into our 5th year, the Island Storm is averaging about 1,500 fans. So you look at the numbers that are out here. There's a good-looking crowd at 500. Imagine what happens when this place gets 1,000 and it gets loud, and it's going to be a really cool event to see this market embrace it. And I'm confident that the people of Orangeville and the Dufferin region and Caledon and then Brampton will come back and support this team. I have no doubt about that.
Justin Moss showing a little love there to Gene Tree with the defense. He's going to go to the line though. Moss, he's made quite a season out of getting to the line, being physical, averaging double numbers.
Oh, he's a beast. He's that unique quality of aggression and savvy and touch, and he's awfully good. I've watched him play quite a bit, and I'm very impressed with what his upside is. And the good news, bad news is we won't keep that young man in this league very long. Right?
I'm glad you brought that up too.
I think that we'll see him in an NBA uniform one day. He may be the first player from our league to have that chance. He's that good. I mean, it's just a matter of now the proper exposure, and again, with the connections of the prep school team here, there's a lot of people that are coming to Orangeville, making the pilgrimage to watch the future pros, and I think he could be one of them.
Absolutely. And what does that mean to you when you see guys like, for example, a Lewis Jackson from Purdue, or a guy like Dexter Strickland from University of North Carolina? These are guys from big-time college programs, and they've a lot of these guys, I've heard it time and again from multiple people around the league saying that a lot of the times they could make a little bit more money going to Europe, or they could be out there, but they would rather stay here in North America and play closer to their family, get the opportunity to have their friends and family come out and watch them play, or just even just something as simple as the culture, being able to adapt a lot more easily to something as opposed to being overseas. What does that mean to you when you see things like that?
Even the style of play of our league. Our league's very fast. Our league is an NBA style play. We play a 48-minute game like the NBA. We don't play a 40-minute loop game. We also have the fact that most of our teams are made of a decent number of Americans and Canadians. We have some incredible athletes. I mean, when you really look at our games, they're a lot like the NBA, except for we're smaller. So we end up playing a much faster pace. It's nothing to see our games going to 120s, and that benefits them. I mean, when their next level oftentimes comes off of film and stats. And when you add an extra 8 minutes to the game and you play a very fast-paced game, you give a lot of guys a chance to really show their wares. And that's what's happening with a lot of these young men.
Justice with the ball here. Ben spotting him up. Justice with the shot. Drains it. Have a quick pick and roll.
He's a heck of an athlete. He came out of a Division II school and went to the NCAA dunk contest and won the college dunk contest his senior year in college. So
he proved it earlier today too, just with that little putback slam.
That was something, huh?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Nate Robinson-esque, just right under the rim, no one paying attention, and he made them pay for it.
He's really bouncy. He shoots it really well. I've been in Moncton a lot and have had a chance to see him play quite a bit. And he's quite an athlete.
It's 70-59 currently during this timeout. with 8:33 to go here in the third quarter. Orangeville still leading by 11. Commissioner, what does it mean for you to be able to expand the game out in Atlantic Canada? Because I mean, other than hockey, like it's been something that's been talked about in the CFL. It's something that even has been talked about in the NHL at some point. But the same argument has always came back that the market isn't big enough. So to be able to expand out there and be successful, I mean, to make the argument that some of the most healthiest franchises are actually out there in Atlantic Canada. What are your thoughts on that?
I think what's interesting is there's 52 junior hockey teams in this country. 52 throughout the entire nation. Now, major junior hockey costs more to operate than an NBL Canada team. They cost more to buy, they cost more to operate, there's more players, the expense of travel, the ice time, all of that's quite a bit more expensive than we have. So why can't we dream of a 16 to 20 to 24 team league at some point in all of these markets that can't support a CFL team, that can't support some other, but to the level of basketball that we're bringing, professional basketball into a small to medium-sized market, we're kind of a perfect avenue. Then when you go on our social media pages and you see these young men walk into a gym, you know, the last week I've seen pictures of Jamison Tipping and Bernard Whitfield in the schools and working with the junior programs, and they have a chance to impact lives because of their size, because of their physicality that an OHL player can't, because they look like the high school kids but bigger thighs. our kids walk in, they look different. So
they look like superheroes.
Well, they do, and they command attention. They have a chance to impact a lot of lives.
Waterford to the rim. Cleaning up the mess, putting it in for an easy 2, 72-59. What are some of your thoughts on Copes here? Here's a guy who, he's another journeyman that he left school a little bit early, got an opportunity to come out here and play, much in the same respect as Justin Moss. And he's really been a heart and soul guy in this team. Never afraid to show how he feels, but at the same time, he gives you 100% effort on both ends of the floor.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about Eric, he was our first player drafted this year, our #1 pick, and he's long, he's got huge hands, he can really shoot the ball. I first saw him at our Buffalo Combine earlier in the year and took note of him because his touch was really good.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that he's emotional and plays with that is good as long as he keeps it in check and doesn't let it get a little out of control. But overall, Eric does a heck of a job. He's got a really nice touch, and he's been a pickup for them. I mean, they've got 4 Combine players this year, and that's not a bad thing. You know, they're figuring out how to put journeymen together with good players and great players and become a pretty good team.
Absolutely. Moss with the rebound there and finishes yet again. And he has just been having his way all season, averaging a double-double here in the NBL. 22 points, just over 12 rebounds. He's showing why there. Justice with the shot. Tough shot.
Well, and he's just a tough matchup. The big, strong guys, he's a little too athletic. The smaller guys, he's a little too strong. He really is just a tough matchup for our guys in our league. He really he's a heck of a player.
I want to talk about Dexter Strickland rather briefly. Now, there's a guy who, you know, even early in this game, he's shown he's got the moxie, I guess you could say. Anytime the Moncton needed a bucket from him, he's really stepped up and just taken it straight to the rim. I mean, what are some of your thoughts on a guy like him?
I think, you know, again, Dexter carries himself as a pro. He's played at a high level. He's played for one of the best coaches in college basketball, in Roy Williams. That was nice team ball right there to watch.
Absolutely.
That play.
Great swing.
Extra passing, and you can see when a guy's been well coached.
Yep. That's Tate there knocking down that shot. Terrell Tate. Justin Moss nearly losing it there, causing a turnover, and that's Tate with the ball again, hoping not to lose it there. Back over to Justice. He puts it up and throws it down. What a throw down there.
Tydron Beatty spent last year in the Globetrotters. And in our combine in Los Angeles on Halloween night, he had a dunk that just ended the day. It was so impressive. I said, okay, I'm not going to see any better than this. We're done. And I sent 50 kids home because it was just, he just jumped so doggone high.
It almost looked like he looked at that ball as if it had a little red, white, and blue to it.
Yeah.
The way that he was able to finish that down. And I mean, hey, it was an impressive pass there as well by Justice.
It was a good look. It's fun as a basketball guy to watch the guys play unselfish. And those are a couple of nice unselfish plays in a row there, and I'm enjoying that.
Yep. Now, for anybody who might be watching this on webcast for the first time, what do you think some of the points that you could be able to try and sell to these people to say, you know, I mean, you look at a play like that right there, and it just goes to show that these guys can play.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting is it's a great webcast. One of the things we do right here is Orangeville, Niagara, you know, some of these PEI typically, they have really good webcasting, and it's some of that. Well, it's the announcers, but it's also good cameras and good lighting and good switches, and everything works real well together. So you get a good chance to see it, but it's nothing like watching it in person. When you see the size of these men playing hard, making a move like that, I mean, that's just a whale of a move right there.
Justice climbing the ladder.
He really is, at his size, just doing some fun stuff.
Yep, 76-66 here. Orangeville A's trying to hold off this late charge here by the Moncton Miracles. 5:50 to go here in the third quarter. I'm joined by NBL Commissioner David Magley. Cool. Good shot there by Justice. Brings it back over the much taller defender, Bilal Ben. Lets him know about it too. And it's just great when you're able to see, you know, that's something you don't see enough in the NBA. I don't think you see anymore as guys, you know, chatting it up with each other, letting each other know. Nothing in poor spirits, but just seeing the competitiveness come out of it.
Well, those were two good one-on-one plays in a row. Justice came down and squared up and scored one, and then the coach, just as what I said, he's got a really nice touch, nice a couple dribbles and a jump hook. I mean, this is turning into a nice game. Oh, look at that. Nice
Great
back cut, good look by Cordell Genty and James and Justice, and they went at it.
Impressive to see lately, the last 2 minutes or so in the time that we've been talking. I mean, both teams have really made an effort to slow it down. And these are two teams that are well known for their transition. I mean, with the Moncton Miracles, as we were talking about earlier, I was talking with Coach Blunt in the first half. This is a team that gives up more points than anybody else in the NBL. However, the Orangeville A's score the fewest amount of points. And it just seems to be like both teams understand their weaknesses and they're trying to play off to the other team. And it's resulting in a very tick-for-tack game that's going on.
Yeah, it's an interesting environment. You don't know if it's what coaching moves that they're making or guys reacting differently. You know, to playing a little tight. Like that was a good rebound by Beatty, but he looked a little tight on the shot going back.
Absolutely. Whitfield having a game. He had 20 at the half. Attempted putback by Copes. Are they going to give him the foul? I believe they are.
I hope they do. If not, he's going to run in the stands and choke somebody. He was pretty intense right there. Yeah, Flanard was really good in the first half. He's had a whale of a season. I mean, it's been fun to watch his growth as a player, and he's having his best year as a pro in this league this year for sure. He's done really well here in Orangeville.
Absolutely. I think it's, you know, touching on what you were saying with Orangeville here specifically, I mean, this is an organization where it just lives and breathes basketball. There really are a few distractions out here from guys to, you know, take away from their game.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, coaching up here, even when we were in Brampton, the nice thing about it is if you want to get in trouble and go to Toronto, you got to make a real effort.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Exactly.
It's not easy. You got to get up and go someplace. So it's not like a Mississauga franchise that's walking into a club whenever they want to. The clubs here are Boston Pizza. You know, that's,
exactly.
That's the big club they're going to.
Now talk to me about Mississauga there, because I found that was a very interesting dynamic that ended up getting set up. And almost in a way, it seems like it almost turned out better for both parties in the fact that the Raptors 905 were converted from the Mississauga Power, which then allowed a little bit of cross-promotion with the Raptors 905 playing a couple of the organizations in the NBL. And it was some very competitive games. I don't think anyone was expecting that.
Well, yeah, whale of a move by Tyrell Tate. You know, the great thing about the MLSE and the Raptors organization, you know, they're people of their word. And when they came to us, they said, listen, we really want that market. We don't want to be perceived as taking it from you. We'd really like to work with you, not against you. And, you know, what are you looking for? And I wasn't looking for money. I just wanted to look for, we benefit by being connected to the Raptors. So
Absolutely.
Allow us to be part of this organization move. Allow us, play us. And quite frankly, when they agreed to play us, I was like, I didn't think the D-League would let it happen. Not even, I mean, I don't think they knew whether they could or they couldn't, but then they played 2 games against us, and, you know, I think they enjoyed it. And
absolutely, folks. So nice finish there from Jackson.
So now you can see next year maybe we can get the main franchise to come out and play some of the teams in the Maritimes. And, you know, just a win-win for all of us.
Absolutely. And that would be big. Because, I mean, the Raptors, they get an opportunity to play out there like, once a year for the preseason, either in Halifax or St. John's or whenever they get an opportunity out there. And to have them not just play any team, but, you got European teams that come over here and play them all the time, and likewise vice versa. And they're not necessarily, I don't think there's a huge discrepancy in talent with either one of those with the leagues in Europe. Israel's a big league, Russia's a good league, Spain has a good league, but at the end of the day, I mean, these guys are not far behind by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, again, it depends on whose rule we play.
Yeah.
If we're playing our rules, I like us against most leagues in the world. I think that our upside is just.
What a move there by Marty. A little twinkle toes.
Yeah, that was.
Had the defender fooled.
Bernard he made him think he was going out of bounds, and he let up for a second, and boy, he just took him right to the hole.
Great move by Whitfield there.
That's Tydron Beatty, the Globetrotter kid.
Yep.
He's starting to heat up. I mean, he came into us to the Miracles late in training camp, and he's really been a nice addition to the organization.
Jackson over to Ben. Ben trying to find some space. Marty. Probst working hard down low. With Jeansy. That's just a good old-fashioned pickup.
Hey,
physicality.
For you fans wondering why Cordell Genty's wearing a different color shorts, someone on the team forgot their shorts.
Oh.
It wasn't Cordell. And being the elder statesman on the team, I'm pretty confident Cordell played with me in college 100 years ago. He's smart enough to say, let me take the embarrassment and wear a different color pair of shorts. That just shows the kind of leader he is. Richard Amarty just hit that three, and I'll tell you what, this league could be in trouble if that kid starts playing up to his potential. He sure could be a great player.
He's shown some moments here. Strickland, great attack to the basket. Gets the foul. And that's something he'd been doing consistently all through the first quarter. We'll see if he can get back to that. There was about three or four actually consistent possessions where Strickland was going right to the basket and either getting the and ones or going to the foul line. And really, for a lot of that, was keeping Moncton really close in the first quarter.
Yeah, he's a competitor, man. He's not, the thing about this Moncton team, they're not out of this game just being down 10. That's the great thing about a 48-minute game. I mean, there's still 14 minutes to play.
Absolutely.
I mean, you think about this. I used to be a high school coach. If I was down 10 points at halftime with 16 minutes left, that meant nothing to me. Whereas if I'm 10 points going down the fourth quarter with 8 minutes, it's a little bit harder. Yeah. There's still plenty of time in this game.
Absolutely. And I mean, such a high-scoring league that this is consistently anyway. I mean, there could be a 10-point swing any moment, especially with these two teams who really live and die by the transition.
Yeah, well, you kind of saw that a few weeks ago in your game here with London, where they were playing really, really well, and then all of a sudden,
good move by Marty, but better defense.
Well, the interesting thing is he just hit a three.
Yeah.
He has another shot, a step in from the three, but instead of taking it, Richard wants to make that drive. And he's just, he's keeping things simple would be good for him because he's so doggone skilled that sometimes I think he wants to make it a little harder than it needs to be.
Have you ever found with some players, when they work so well with one thing, they almost feel like they need to try and do something else?
And that's absolutely true with Richard. He's trying to, here's what he goes, now that's very good. Yeah. That's a great look for him. I mean, he was at one point last year at 47% from three. It's funny though, talking to James Tippin, he's telling me that Richard's maturity off the court is significantly improved over last year, and you got to believe that's going to translate to on the court at some point. So that's going to be good. As we're speaking, James Justice just hit another three and made this game interesting.
5-point game now. Moving up in transition to Strickland. Strickland over. That was Tate with the shot, with the miss.
The Tate looked like he bobbled that catch. What they just called looked like it must have been some type of push on the offensive rebound.
I think so. I think one thing fans don't always necessarily take into consideration is how important it is where you receive the ball, especially if you're spotting up for a shot.
For shooters, for sure.
Yes.
I mean, you work hard as a catch and shoot guy. You want to catch the ball at a certain spot, and you want to be able to shoot it and put it in. And but Tate's a catch and shoot guy. I'm certain he wanted the ball a certain place, and he had to bobble it, which kind of threw his shot off.
Absolutely. Now over to Jackson. Jackson trying to find Copes. A little attempt there, but just a bit too strong. Justice now with the ball. Looking for some space. Nice little pick and roll. One extra pass. And what a finish by the Moncton Miracles. Some great ball movement there.
Yeah, that was a great drive by Justice to Kason Cheeks over to Zach Valerie, who had a nice finish. Zach was a recent pickup when Derek went down. One of their new 7-footer that they just picked up. And now the game's a 3-point game and they got the ball back. This is getting fun.
Here we go, 87-84, 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Justice with the ball. Takes the shot. Tough fadeaway shot, doesn't make it. But Strickland with the rebound and puts it home. And that's those active hands, bringing the lead now only down to 1.
I mean, just a minute and a half ago it was 10. It's amazing how quickly things change in this game.
Absolutely. 28 seconds to go here. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson puts it up. It's another miss. Diggs with the rebound, though, puts it back to Jackson. They're going to hold for the last shot. 17 seconds now. Jackson looking for the isolation, it seems.
He's pretty darn quick. It'll be interesting to see what he does here.
Yep. Maybe to the basket. Moncton sees it, though. Kicks out to Diggs. And a miss. Not a bad.
Well, it was a heck of a closer quarter. I mean, the A's, the tale of two quarters, right? They started off, the A's playing gangbusters, and they kind of lost their mojo, and Moncton picked it up. Thanks large part to James Justice. It looks like the veteran broadcaster Larry Blunt's coming back in, so I'm going to take my headset off and let him take over. Thanks for having me.
Commissioner David Magley, thank you very much for joining us. Have yourself a fantastic rest of the game. And it is now 87-86 for the Orangeville A's. We'll see if they can hold on in the fourth quarter. And we'll be back in just a few minutes here in Orangeville, Ontario, NBL Canada Basketball. And we are back here for the start of the fourth quarter here in Orangeville, Ontario. It's currently Orangeville A's 87. Moncton Miracles making a push, 10-0 push at the end of the third quarter to put it within 1. I'm once again joined by coach of Orangeville Prep, Mr. Larry Blunt. Got a nice little quarter break there as NBL Commissioner David Magley joined us on this webcast. And so, what'd you do in your break?
I did a couple things, but I just feel bad that the listeners have such a sharp drop-off from Commissioner Magley to myself.
Oh, nonsense. I'm sure you'll be just fine. You're a sixth man of the year right now.
That must mean the league is down if I'm the sixth man of the year.
Justice now dragging it in. No basket. Calls it on the floor. I believe that's on number 12 for Orangeville, Bilal Ben.
It's game is tightened up. Two good teams going at it. There's still time to get here if you're in the greater Toronto area. You could be here for the last minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just don't be speeding down Highway 10.
There's no snow here, so if you're going to speed, don't do that. We can't afford any tickets.
No, not at all.
Bad idea, bad idea.
The OPP will love you.
I think that was not a very good foul by Rick Bodiford.
Not at all. Terrell Tate now is going to be at the line. He's going to take a 3. And these are the mistakes that the Orangeville A's cannot afford to make. I mean, and Coach, I'm sure you've gone through this a million times with Orangeville Prep. You've got some of the best players in the world at that age group playing for you. But even those guys, they can get tired. They can start getting a little lackadaisical, or their brain isn't functioning completely because of fatigue and how it sets in.
Certainly, what's very challenging to channel. You know, you're competitive and you want to win, and you get your adrenaline going, and the male machismo. But you got to make sure that in these situations, especially as the game starts closing out, that we make really good, solid, informed decisions.
Jackson now with the ball. Over to Ben. Ben looks inside to Moss. Doesn't even take a dribble, just goes right up. He made his mind up as soon as he got the ball. Unfortunately, a little too strong. And Valier is able to hang on with a defensive stop. Justice now with the ball. He's going to take a shot, and the lefty just rims out. Valier going for the rebound.
Conditioning will play a part in this down the stretch. The A's are without Jamison Tippin tonight, who's been a very focal point of the A's attack. Right now, without him, it's going to be a gut check for the A's to be able to battle back with a short roster.
Absolutely. Copes coming into the game now for Whitfield. Now you've got two heavy post players that'll work the inside for the Orangeville A's. It'll be interesting to see now if they're going to be slowing the game down.
Now, every possession matters at this point. With 10:37 left in the fourth quarter in a 1-point game, you can go back and watch the film and evaluate it and look at these moments to determine who will be the victor this evening.
Valier with the ball, and it's shot clock violation. I think Moncton just lost track of time there, trying to work the two-man game between Justice and Valier, and they ended up paying for it.
Great defensive stand by the A's there. Not gambling, they were rock solid, and they came up with one of the biggest stops thus far in this game.
Jackson with the ball over to Moss at the top of the key. Puts it in, and one. Valier wondering what he did.
Deep post-up catch and nice post feed. Justin Moss again has proven that he can employ his will at this stage of the game.
I had Commissioner Magley on last quarter talking about Moss, and he made a bold prediction, saying that it's likely that if there was anyone that's going to make the jump to the NBA from the NBL at some point in the future, it would be Justin Moss.
Well, I think that's a bold prediction. Moss is a very talented young man. I think first things first, we always say don't put the carriage in front of the horse. There's a lot of basketball left in this season. That will be an incredible honor for him and an opportunity to have the opportunity to make that jump.
Absolutely. He's had the numbers to back it up so far, though, averaging 22 points and 12 rebounds over the course of this season, over 9 games. This now the 10th game for the Orangeville A's this season.
And that goes without saying. I'm sure the Buffalo coaches, who we've gotten a chance to build a really good relationship with over the last couple of years, they would do anything to have another opportunity to work with him. That's a lot of production that's lost.
Absolutely. Kearney now tries to put it up. Another shot clock violation for the Moncton Miracles. That's the second one in this quarter. 9:50 to go. Orangeville A's building up a 4-point lead. And the owner of the Orangeville A's, Jamison Tipping, showing his approval over here.
I think as a proud owner, he has to
very proud.
His chest out after 2 consecutive big-time stops back-to-back by his Orangeville A's. Mr. James Tippin is leaving his stamp on basketball in this country, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Moss gets the call. And Kearney does not like it. The University of Detroit Mercy alumni does not like that one at all. He thinks he got all ball.
I know it's always easy to coach from this side when your win-loss record is not affected. But I think Moss has to get a touch every possession at this point, the way he's closing it out.
Absolutely. And then right on cue, misses the first free throw.
I think us announcers, we have to stop saying things like that. Coaches may get us off air, especially owners.
And that's why you're a coach first, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a totally different perspective. I think if every coach should have a chance to come up here and see it from this angle.
I'll welcome them all.
In many ways, it's skin a cat.
Yep. Justice now with the shot. That is another easy shot there, composed. And the thing about those kind of shots that's scariest about them is that it doesn't require a lot of energy for him to get that shot off.
Certainly, great lift, great balance, great follow through, and the result was a bucket.
Moss now trying to work the top of the key back to Jackson. Jackson attacking, back to Moss, the top of the key, working the two-man game. Once again, getting to the bucket. And that's something that he's made his bread and butter all year. Anytime he's sized up with a smaller guy, he's not even going to hesitate. He's not going to waste time trying to, get a pump fake off. He knows exactly what he's going to do going to the rim, and it's been working for him.
Moss has to have strong, broad shoulders. He's carrying his team at this point. Last 4 possessions, he's made really good plays. And I would beg to venture to go as far as saying that if he keeps having success, the rest of the A's will benefit from him. The Miracles are going to have to do something different in their approach to guarding him.
Absolutely.
Some exciting games on the college slate tomorrow night, tomorrow as well.
So shot missed there by Beatty. But picking up the garbage is number 34, Casey Cheeks. Quick rebound, quick hands. It's timeout Orangeville. And that's just one of those things now, right? You can't afford to watch the ball. Can't afford to, not a timeout. Apologies. We're watching at home. 8:41 to go here in the fourth quarter, 94-92 for the Orangeville A's.
18 seconds on the shot clock. Now, if I was the A's here at this point, I think you have to get the ball to Moss. They go with a clear out at the high elbow, at the right elbow.
Moss there trying to dribble by his defender, but the great hands by Cheeks. Able to get it while it's on the floor. Back to Moss. Cheeks setting his feet, getting the charge.
That's great defense, and the Miracle staff must have watched film.
Yeah.
That second move, he took a hard jab step, dropped his shoulder, and he anticipated that well. That's the result of a lot of film study.
And that's a coach, and that's a call right there, coach. You just brought up that they needed to start changing their strategy defending him, and they did just that.
Certainly. Well, I think if a guy makes buckets, now you have to make someone else on that team beat you. To the Miracles' credit, they did a really nice job, even though it was the primary ball defender. Nice job by the Miracles rotating and making a subtle adjustment.
Absolutely. Justice bringing the ball back up. Just looking around. There's the pick by Beatty. Beatty back in, trying to go over Moss. Unfortunately, not able to do it. Moss saying, you're going to have to hit the weight room a little bit more there before you can do that to me.
Most certainly.
Jackson over to Bodiford now. Bodiford for 3. Unable to convert. Justice now with the rebound. Running the floor. Another 3. Yeah, it looked like he had his mind made up right there as he was walking up the floor. He knew exactly what he was going to do there. Jackson.
They call that a heat check.
Exactly.
I want to check the heat.
Ben with the rebound there over to Jackson now. Jackson, 14 seconds on the shot clock. We're going to see if there's any movement back over to Moss. And Justice just telegraphed that pass. I think they're making it a little bit too obvious now, Coach, that they're going to be feeding Moss. I think they need to start moving the ball around. I mean, the Orangeville A's this season have seemed to kind of fallen into this trap a little bit. Sometimes they get a little too isolationist, especially down the stretch, hoping that, just one guy is going to be enough to get it done.
Certainly. Well, we have to get some action to get a touch. I think they have to move him around a little bit, relocate him off the block, and take him to one spot to bring him back to the spot that he wants to get to. More importantly, the A's are going to have to, Moss is going to have to be comfortable relying on his supporting cast to kick it out, and that'll open up more space and opportunities for him.
Absolutely. Marty having a little fun with the fan down there, actually sitting in the front row for a few seconds.
Man, that's the best way to stay loose. I mean, you can't say enough about this crowd that the Orangeville A's have out in the community and the supporters. And, as this continues to grow, this has the, I don't want to say this, they may kick us off the air, but we might catch hockey at this rate we're going.
You hope so. One day, maybe.
Hopefully in the not too distant future.
I'd say in the next 50, over under.
I'm just hoping my car isn't keyed when I get outside. Not sure what the delay in the game is right now.
It's an inbound now. Orangeville A's ball. Jackson getting the ball back. Looking to attack. Great move. Even better second effort by Coates. That's almost a Zebo style of move right there. Right under the rim, keeps the hands high, makes sure he's got the wide body, gets the shot in, and then just like that, Kearney with the response.
Back-to-back big plays. Every possession, every second, every play matters at this point.
Jackson just a little too strong to the hoop. Knocks out the cameraman on the way there. In transition, though. Great defensive effort there by the Orangeville A's. Back in transition again.
Cameraman's earning his check today.
Oh! And he gets it. And one. And what could have been disaster turned into jubilation here for the Orangeville A fans.
I'm going to go with those hyper dunks that he's wearing. It has to be those fluorescent orange, yellow, green. I don't even know what color they are. But that had to give him that extra inch, that extra boost to be able to finish that play there. Big time finish.
Coach Chris Thomas for the Orangeville A's, literally I think the only guy on the floor not smiling that's cheering for the Orangeville A's.
I've been in his shoes before. At this point, you're sweating a little bit more. You're hoping that you took a good enough shower this morning. You're right now, everything matters every possession, and I'm sure he's over on that sideline trying to get to the next play.
Marty, that is a big missed free throw. That would have made it a 2-possession game. Instead, it's now a 3-point game here. 98-95, 6:53 to go.
Fouls to number 20, Justin Moss. That's his fourth personal foul game.
Ball's taken out underneath out of bounds play here. Be interesting to see what the Miracles have for this situation here.
What would you call, Coach?
Well, right now, that's not in my pay grade to make that kind of decision. I'm just a high school basketball coach.
I mean, your guys are all right.
Unfortunately, I always tell people you have really, really good players and a bad coach, you have a chance to have a pretty good team.
Yep. Almost an open basket there, but the smart play, though, by Strickland fouling Amarty.
Great play, wrapped him up, no malintent. Grabbed him, kept him safe, and a great decision. Make him go to the line and earn them instead of giving up a wide open, uncontested layup.
Correction there, that was Brendan Kearney that made that heads-up play there. But to your point, Coach, I mean, those are the ones, especially this late in the game. He had fouls to give. That's only his first personal.
Certainly, very, very, very wise decision. At this point, as we touched on early, and at the risk of sounding extremely redundant, every possession, every play, every second matters in this game when you're in a one-possession basketball game.
And that was a tough take by Justin Moss. Almost looked like he forced it a little bit there, but he gets the rebound back off of a Strickland miss. It looks like the two best players on each team right now, it seems, are just forcing up shots a little bit too much. But Copes with the rebound, puts it back in, and one. Much to the delight of the Orangeville fans here. A lot of hustle. That's a hustle and heart play, is it not?
I think it is. Big time play. Richard Amarty took a wide open 3-point shot. The A's offense is great. Throw it up to the rim and go get it. The Miracles have not done a good job of checking out and boxing out and securing the rebound. I think what's an even more telling sign is if you look over at the Brampton A's bench, the Orangeville A's, you look over at the Orangeville A's bench and jubilation. The guys jumping around, chest bumping, high-fiving, and I think that's just a telltale sign that they're all engaging in this together.
Absolutely. Now, would you ever worry about a team getting a little too hype right now with still 6 minutes to go in this game?
I think not. I think at this point, these guys are professional basketball players. They've done it for a long time, and basketball is a game of enthusiasm and passion, and these guys, I would not worry about that at all.
Nice move there. The basket, but Moss staying in front. That's Cheeks. Not getting the call, it seemed, soon enough. Here we are, not quite sure exactly what the delay of game is just yet. Foul on Richard Marty. 16 fouls now for the Orangeville A's. And a timeout. And we're going to take a brief break. 5:39 to go here in the fourth quarter. It is Orangeville A's 100, Moncton Miracles 95. And welcome back, Orangeville, Ontario. And that was the Lady A's. Always talented. Honestly, I feel like, Coach, they're getting better every single game that we see them at. It's not just the players on the floor that's practicing and mastering their craft. You know, everybody in this building, it seems, has been doing something, just working a little bit better, a little bit harder.
Well, being guilty of having a girlfriend that dances for the Raptors, I have the utmost respect for the young ladies that do what they do.
Lewis Jackson. Big pass there. What a throwdown by Richard Marty. And that is just a hustle and hard play. Moncton coach not liking it. And that could be Murray's last time on the floor right now. Shot. Moncton trying to respond, not getting it. Copes with the rebound. Ben bringing it over to Jackson.
Big time play. The A's need to slow it down here and be able to take a great shot and run clock. Looks like another clear out here for Moss.
Once again, though, Moncton able to knock it loose. Wow, what a finish there. You almost make the argument he didn't need to do that, but he did it just in case.
He is very, very special, is the word we'll use. We'll go with special.
Soft hands at the rim, hard body in the post. Another steal by Moss now, and he's going to go up and down with the foul, with authority. With reckless abandon, taking no prisoners. And Beatty, unfortunately, on the receiving end of that.
I don't know what to say at this point. Coach Thomas in with a chest bump. I'm not sure at this point what needs to be said about that play. Still in transition. Beatty challenges him and meets him at the rim.
Coach, you look speechless almost right now.
Let's just say that play will be a ESPN or TSN top 10 nominee.
Let's hope. It's at least a plays of the week for NBL Canada.
He makes me want to go take my jacket off and go to, well, actually not really go try that. I'm sorry.
Maybe after the game, Coach.
I think as you get older, the rim keeps getting higher and higher. I'm convinced.
I feel you.
What a big-time play. Momentum swing. Not sure what the Miracles are, what Coach Lang is, what they're saying in his timeout.
I mean, if there's one thing he needs to, I think he could remind his players is that, keep in mind, the Orangeville A's, they have, unfortunately, a history. They get up big, especially late in games. And all it takes is a couple of shots for the Moncton Miracles, and they're right back in this. I mean, this league in general, the swings, the 10-point, 11-point swings can happen like that.
With a 24-second shot clock, there's about 20 more possessions left in this game. But I know if I'm Beatty at this point, I'm hoping that for some odd reason the cameraman, that film gets taken between now and the time that they evaluate film the next time out.
If he has a team that's behind him, who knows? Maybe one of the trainers will give him that chance.
I may try to find a way to take that before we get to the locker room tonight.
Oh, goodness. Moss at the line now, trying to get the and one. And what easily was the biggest play so far this season for the Orangeville A's here in Orangeville, giving the fans their money's worth right now.
I would agree.
Chase the shot. 107.95, 4:38 to go here. Orangeville A's up on the Moncton Miracles. 20 seconds on the shot clock now.
If the fans would have come from Brampton when we asked them, they would have been here to see that play without speeding.
Exactly. We love our Brampton fans that always come up, show support. Orangeville community that's here. This is the NBL's primary GTA team now, so.
Certainly, it's a great league, and with the Mississauga team going and moving towards in the direction of the D League, I agree. This is the focal point. This is the team in the GTA.
Terrell Tate makes the first one. Still an 11-point game here with 4:25. Lots of basketball left.
Yes, I think the A's here have to focus, and this is a great opportunity to mature as a team. They have to run some clock, have to be able to get a high-quality look, and have to move the basketball here. They should not take a shot with more than 10 seconds left on the shot clock unless it's a wide-open attempt.
In other words, you could say, Coach, that they shouldn't be playing with house money right now.
Certainly, certainly.
Keep getting more. Keep seeing what more you can get.
4 minutes remaining with a 24-second shot clock is an eternity.
Jackson with the ball now, trying to work a two-man game again with Moss. Works inside. Gets the call. Moncton looking a little frustrated there, looking like it might have been a late whistle, but regardless, Jackson is going to the line.
This two-man game here with Moss and Jackson it's reaping rewards. They made their move with 9 seconds on the shot clock, got it down to 4 seconds. Coach Thomas is over there. I know he has to be excited seeing his young team grow up in front of his eyes.
Absolutely, and you can make the argument that these are the two most athletic guys on the team, and they're showing that anytime they're getting a turnover, they're in lockstep.
Certainly.
When they're coming down the floor. But I think it's also important to get the rest of these guys involved because you got some really good shooters out there and very physical players that can definitely play. And Copes now getting a little frustrated with Granado.
This is where he has to be smart.
Granado with the ball now tries to go in. Copes though, just a big enough body to keep from Granado getting that shot off comfortably. Rebound, Orangeville A's. And we're going to see now with 3:48 to go if the A's can hold on to this lead.
I think that was a great defensive possession there. Playing defense without fouling and using his body and his chest. Big defensive stand, a couple more stops and scores, and this will be over.
And with the shot, not a bad shot there. I don't think even his defender was expecting him to take that one. Just rims out.
Late shot clock, 3 seconds left on the clock. Coach Thomas will live with that one at that point in the shot clock.
Yep, completely agreed. Good effort there by Amarty. Second effort by Ben. Amarty now to finish it. And completely misses it. You're going to have those. And a great rejection, though, by both Moss and Copes. Possibly saving Richard Amarty from what could have been a tongue lashing of a lifetime.
I think up here by 11 points. At that point, I think his thoughts were, let's get the fans in here. And if he would have made that dunk, this place would have erupted.
Absolutely. And now Jackson straight in. Once again, making an effort.
Getting very
close on the ground on. Oh!
I think Mr. Beatty is getting a little bit of get back for him. His being put on the post early in this game.
He just returned the favor to Justin Moss. To the dismay of the fans here. Wow, that was quite the finish, and it is a 9-point game.
I don't know if he'll get rid of the tape at this point. If after making this play, he'll keep the tape in there.
Coach, you came in the right time. This has been quite the game for you to come in and fill in for Kelsey.
Thoughts are with her, and she's amazing, and I wish that she was here to do this.
Absolutely.
This is a lot of fun up here to be able to do this and watch the game and share your thoughts with our listeners.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to have you on board. Jackson now bringing the ball up the floor and wondering to see if we're going to see a more two-man game here with Moss. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Definitely looks like they're going to be trying to use up as much time as they possibly can. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Quick isolation. Jackson 3, 2, 1. Another miss.
This
Now
game,
transition.
3 possession
Beatty with the ball, and Beatty puts it down. Blocking foul. And count it. And 1.
I don't know if Beatty will get rid of this film actually on second thoughts.
No, the Benedict alumni letting his force be shown.
2 back-to-back emphatic finishes.
I think that was Amarty trying to get the charge, but unfortunately his foot was just inside the circle, or the half circle there under the rim, and I mean, it is now just a 6-point game. With 2:21 to go, this game is far from done.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I think we just saw the top 3 plays in this league this week, or maybe even this month, in about what, the last 3 minutes, Coach?
Holy smokes. I think those fans that were coming for Brampton should have made the trip.
Bluntisms. That's Coach Larry Bluntisms for you, everyone listening out there. Jackson with the ball now, moves it over to Moss. Would you think it's time to start involving some other guys in this offense now?
Very important to get a great shot at this point.
Travel on Justin Moss. Turnover. And that's about the 4th or 5th straight time, though, they've worked Jackson and Moss together. And for about the 3rd straight time, it hasn't worked.
I think
now pushing. No basket. And what could have looked like a blocking foul, they haven't decided yet. Blocking foul it is. I think it's going to be Moncton ball.
Very important that both teams keep their composure at this moment. Right now it's getting a little heated, a little chippy. 2 minutes remaining. Both teams leaving and giving it their all and leaving it all on the floor. At this point, both teams have to make sure that they play smart.
Absolutely. And Beatty, I mean, he's literally taken the team on his shoulders in the last 3 minutes of this game, galvanizing Moncton with a couple of unbelievable highlight dunks. Now getting to the line, making shots, and it's now just a 5-point game with 1:57 to go.
Getting posterized seemed to wake him up.
Certainly did. That's a big miss, though. Still a 2-possession game, though.
2 minutes remaining. This is an eternity. There's roughly 6 possessions left in this game based on the fact that there's a 24-second shot clock.
Beatty misses both. And will that prove to be, and I think we have an injury on the floor now. It looks like Lewis Jackson may have rolled his ankle, and that could be the same ankle he rolled in the first game and the home opener here for Orangeville. And that could be a huge blow to the Orangeville A's.
Big moment here. A's tightening their shoes. Eric Matias, the therapist here, the head therapist at the academy, and for both the Orangeville A's, is incredible. And looking at this point, the guys got their adrenaline going, and Lewis is saying, no, sir, don't come out here. I'm going to tighten it up, and I'm going to finish this ball game with 1:57 left.
That takes guts right there. At this time, though, it looks like Coach Thomas isn't going to take any chances, and he's going to bring in David Tyndale.
Certainly. I think there's a rule if the trainer or the therapist comes on the floor that you have to sit out for 1 possession.
Yeah.
But I'm sure with his mentality and the look on his face, he's not even going to touch the bench. He's going to go directly to the scores table. He's going to be ready to report back in to continue this game.
Absolutely. Former Big Ten point guard, playing for the University of Purdue. Actually led the conference in assists during his senior year. I mean, he's a guy, he's used to attacking trees. He likes to play in the forest.
That's saying a lot there. If you could lead that league in assists with Michigan State, Wisconsin, and the likes of Michigan and
Ohio State.
Oh, that's a big-time basketball league and conference full of great coaches and even more and even better players.
Absolutely. Looks like a little confusion right now to see who has possession of the ball. So, Coach, Hawks team, they had an 11-point lead at one point in the fifth, and with 5 minutes remaining, the adrenaline was pumping. It seemed everything was working, and it's trying to go to a certain offensive game with Lewis Jackson and Justin Moss. Last couple of possessions, it didn't seem to work. Any kind of adjustments that you would consider making right now if it was you?
Well, I think at this point, the A's, they took good shots. They just missed a couple that rimmed out, and they had a couple unfortunate things to happen. One for Leonard on the extra foul here. The second situation was they had a couple players that roll ankles and just to come up a little short. So I don't think there's any lack of, anything that's kind of an indictment of their strategy here. Just a couple unfortunate breaks.
Yep. And then another unfortunate break, Justin Moss missing 2 free throws, and then Tom Granado, his first made 3 since the first quarter, brings the Moncton Miracles to within 2.
Wow, that's all I can say. I think we spoke and kind of touched on that earlier. Big Granada. Tom was a member of this A's organization last year, and it appears that he came in taking it personal.
Yep. Very comfortable, it seems, when he's out there. He's not afraid to take that shot at any given time.
He's 6'10 and 6'11, and you could stretch the floor by shooting 3-pointers. That changes the game.
Absolutely. Athletic guy, too, wide shoulders. It seems to be that's the new prototype for guys in the post at every level of basketball.
If you can shoot, you can play at any level when you can shoot the basketball.
Jackson now back in the game. See if it'll be enough. Lead this Orangeville A's. Gets the foul. Amarty, smart play there. That's a savvy move, is it not, Coach?
Very, very, very. He was calm, collected, took his time, shot fake, got his defender up in the air, and finished the play.
It was so smooth, it almost looked like he was going to get it off the backboard there.
I think it's those hyper dunks. Now, this is the important part. The A's have to go to the charity strike, and they have to convert.
Absolutely. This is now 3 consecutive free throws the team has missed.
Certainly.
Make that 4.
I think right now you have to dig in deep. You can't put too much pressure on yourself at this point.
Not at all. 3rd free throw. Finally gets it in. 3-point game. Ben trying to apply a little bit of pressure to Justice there, but Renato now setting the pick, but Ben getting by. Justice still with the ball, though. He's attacking the rim. Finds the man inside and puts it inside to guess who? Tydron Beatty. Who's had a monster 4th quarter after getting posterized by Justin Moss. He is saying, I am not having it.
I wonder now if Moss could go back and do that, would he have taken the poster away?
I doubt it. Moss now opting to pass. Unfortunately, it seems like that's the kind of play there now where he actually should have went to the rim as opposed to kicking it out.
Certainly. I think there's, the A's have tightened up a bit here. They have to relax and go back to what got them a lead. That was playing a little bit with abandon and, getting up and down and competing. I think a lot of times it's a very tough point for a coach. All of us, when you're on the sideline and conventional wisdom says to slow it down and to kind of run possessions. But I think sometimes when your team is a run and gun team, then maybe you just have to stick to what has gotten you here. And there's no real right or wrong in that situation.
Absolutely. 52.6 seconds remaining in this game. It is a 1-point game, 109-108 for the Orangeville A's over the Moncton Miracles.
This may be the time to leave from Brampton. At the rate we're going, we might play some extra basketball.
My goodness. Quick drive up the Highway 10. The crowd showing their disapproval for Justice, trying to throw him off his game, but it won't work. We're now tied at 109, and this one is going to be for the lead.
I'd imagine Coach Thomas, if he makes this, make or miss, will call a timeout and draw something up for his club coming down the stretch with one of the most important possessions of the game with 52.6 remaining.
Justice makes both. And right on cue, Coach. Timeout Orangeville.
Sometimes as a commentator, it's better to be lucky than good.
Absolutely. I've been lucky for 4 straight games now.
I'm hoping some of your luck can rub off.
Let's hope so. Well, that's all determined by the comments section on YouTube.
Well, 52.6 seconds left in a 109-110 game. The A's here need to have a set to get Justin Moss in a position to be able to catch the ball in rhythm, to be able to run some clock, but to be able to get him in a position where he can catch the basketball and impose his will. That being said, the Miracles, on the other hand, have to be in a position where they do not foul, with both teams being in the bonus. This offensive rebound here is going to be one of the most important offensive rebounds of the game here. I'm sure both coaches are employing their team to bring it, to compete, and to really understand that this is the biggest possession yet thus far of the game.
Now, would you try and preach to Moss if he doesn't see that it's available there at the rim to try and kick it out to one of his players, or do you want him to try and draw the foul?
I think Moss has to make the right basketball play. And that may be if he's double teamed, he's got to find his teammate. But hopefully the A's here in this situation, for this club, this organization, hopefully they can run a play to get him a touch in a position where he can have an opportunity to score. And if there is a double team, he knows where his teammates are.
We got Lewis Jackson, Bilal Ben, Rick Bodiford, Justin Moss, and Robert Diggs all on the floor for the Orangeville A's. A lot of size in this lineup with the exception of Lewis Jackson, but he can jump out of the gym. Do not get it twisted.
I would watch out for the offensive rebound here. Secondary shot attempt for the ones that typically cost you.
Jackson trying to work inside, brings it back out, trying to find another option. Over to Moss. Moss now seeing 3 defenders on him, tries to put it up, force it up. Big block, Tajam Beatty. It just seemed like Moss trying to force it just a little bit too much there.
I think the Miracles did a really nice job, and it's an interesting substitution. And by switching the matchup.
Diggs to Jackson. Jackson now turning the corner, taking the shot. Rimming out, Moss with a huge rebound, puts it back, just misses.
Big time offensive rebound, as we just touched on. In the closing waning moments of a game, offensive rebounds can prove crucial. Miracles have to do a better job of closing out that possession with the rebound. Hats off to the A's for going to the glass in that vital moment of this game.
Absolutely. And you can see fatigue will definitely play a factor in this sense where, Justin Moss in the second quarter, that's a bucket.
Oh, there's no question about that. And I can tell you this, as from being a former player, and right now 31.6, I'm wishing that I could be down there to play in this moment of this game. Fatigue, stats, records, all those things go out the window with 31.6 remaining.
Absolutely. 110-109, Moss missing his first free throw now, trying to tie this game up for the A's. And he makes it, to the delight of the Orangeville fans, and that's going to be another timeout for the Moncton Miracles here. What a game, Coach.
Brampton is still not too late. If you take off now, you might be able to catch the overtime at the rate that we're going.
I think we should start trending. Hashtag from Brampton.
I think it's going to be an interesting matchup right here. Looking at Lewis Jackson with his ankle, wondering if he can gut it out with a matchup to be able to help him get one more defensive stop.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to play on an ankle like that when the ball's in your hands. The real test comes when you're trying to play defense, because now it's not just you're not dictating the pace. You're reactionary at that point, right?
Certainly. Those Jordans that he's wearing, I hope the laces are extra long so he can pull them really, really tight.
Like a skate.
Certainly. Maybe he can find a tool upstairs and this being a hockey country.
There, absolutely. That'll be the next thing they'll see the athlete is to hear a rink somewhere at some point. They've got everything else here.
Hockey? What is that?
How fitting.
I'm sure my car will be key when I get back outside with all these references to hockey. We love hockey at this.
Of course. Yes, we do. A lot of players training out here. But back to the game, 31.6 remaining in the fourth quarter, tied at 110. I believe the possession now is the Moncton Miracles. And you can make the argument, the A's took their foot off the gas pedal here a little bit in the final quarter, but, you're here now. You've got to kind of forget about everything that led up to this point. It's a game of runs, as with any other game in the game of basketball. And now at this point, you just have to dig deep and find out who's going to make that play for this team now.
I think at this point it's great for customer retention. I think everyone that came to this game will come back again when you have a ball game that gets to 110 with 26 seconds remaining.
Justice with the ball, 24 seconds, 17 on the shot clock, 16 now. Probably looking to play down and give Orangeville the last possession.
Offensive rebounds will be paramount here. Offensive rebounds. Let's watch the box outs.
Tries to go in. Misses it. 2-1. And that's going to be Orangeville ball with 6.2. Timeout, Orangeville. Do we have ourselves a game? Absolutely. Well, Coach Blunt, you picked a hell of a game to commentate.
Wow. It's a lot of fun up here. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it, and hats off to both of these teams, both of these coaches, all of the fans.
Absolutely.
You can't draw it up any better than this. 110 with 6.2 remaining. If I'm in this huddle now with the A's, I'm telling all of our guys that we have to go with 4 seconds on the clock, which gives us a chance for offensive rebound. Shot clocks are turned off. And the Miracles right now, they have to put themselves in a position that the most valuable thing that can happen right now is they have to all 5 rebound. They have to rebound.
And it even asked that, revisiting that last play briefly, Coach, when you've got a guy, the smallest guy on the floor, and he's the guy who's attacking the rim, and it seems like all of the larger guys are all sitting out into the 3-point line or trying to get a shot, and you see an actual kind of lack of attacking the rebound or attacking the glass. I mean, is that something that can frustrate you, or is it more like these guys stepping outside waiting for that last shot, even though they know they still have 6 seconds left after the shot clock went off?
I would be willing to bet that was by design. I would imagine that the coach at this stage would want to allow his shorter player to get to the rim by using his bigger players that can shoot to taking those guys away from the rim. So I don't know what was discussed in that timeout, but hats off to the A's for playing really good defense in that segment.
Then with the inbound, 6.2 to go, Justin Moss, and they lose, fighting for possession, gets it off, and another opening, and Bodiford missing it right at the rim with no time left.
Wow.
Are they calling a goaltending?
They call it a foul.
A foul for 2 shots with no time left on the clock. And understandably, Moncton is beside themselves.
Now I think Moncton has to call a timeout now to ice him.
Absolutely.
To make him think about this free throw before he shoots it.
Unbelievable series of events there.
Shooting.
Bodiford with 0.2 seconds, game on the line.
This is what you dream of growing up in the driveway.
Time Moncton, as per what you were saying, Coach, icing the shooter.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
A lot of things transpired. First, we talked about earlier the offensive rebound, how important that is for the Miracles to close it out with a defensive rebound. And on the last 3 possessions, they haven't done a very good job with that.
No, not at all. And it was something that was working so well for them at one point, especially, stubborn defense, preventing Jackson and Moss from continuing to dominate the will that they had earlier in the 4th quarter, getting a couple of huge stops to them, and then, Tydron Beatty just deciding that Moncton's not going to lose this game, or at least not go out like that.
I think we have to go back and reevaluate our point earlier. I know in that film session he was going to be hiding and ducking and maybe having to step out to use the washroom when that play came up.
Yep.
But I think he'll hang tight in the film session now. He's more than made up for the mishaps that he had.
Absolutely, absolutely. Incredible game so far. 0.4 seconds has been put on the clock. And Rick Bodiford is going to get an opportunity now to win the game, hypothetically. And it's interesting to see that Brendan Kearney is, he was saying a few words to Bodiford before.
I think at this point, I'm sure he was telling him that he likes his shoes.
Yep, Bodiford now. The game on the line possibly. Misses the first. Wow. Misses the first. You can see a little stiff. Pulled the shot up a little bit too high there, but my goodness, here we go. It comes down to this now. Bodiford with the second shot. Ices it. Ices it.
Wow, and as you can tell by the fans' reaction, bucket was up and good, 110 to 111 with 0.4 seconds remaining.
Here we are. I think Moncton's going to get a chance to heave one last shot up. Before we find out.
This is where these coaches earn their check in these
inbound.
moments.
Will they get it? Will they get it? Up it goes. And just like that, that is the final. 111-110 for the Orangeville A's. They go up to 4-6 in the Central Conference. Moncton falls to 5-8 in the Atlantic. What a nail biter, and this actually is the second straight day in the Orangeville A's. They came down to the final play last time, falling up short to London Lightning. Today, coming out on top, Rick Bodiford, the hero, getting a foul, a controversial foul call. I think you can imagine if Moncton, the way they saw it, and he is able to ice the game on the second foul shot.
Wow. All we can say is wow. That's
unbelievable.
Incredibly exciting finish. Wow. I think both teams have no reason to be upset with their performance tonight. Both teams left it all on the floor. And
absolutely.
I just hope the fans that came to Brampton, I apologize if you made the trip. We didn't get to go to overtime.
I'm sure anyone who did make it up, this more than made up for it, this finish.
Certainly. And the A's shorthanded again without having Jamison Tippin, one of their starters.
Yep.
You know, a gutsy win.
Rick Bodiford showing support for the fans. And stay tuned as we will have our player of the game. But we don't know who it is just yet. Our producer, Chris Cross, I'm sure he'll be able to let me know at some point. It's been, what a hell of a game.
Wow, that's all I can say there. That was an incredible finish. It was incredibly fun to watch. Well coached, well played, well attended. Great atmosphere tonight.
Absolutely. I don't think you can do it any differently. And we got Eric Copes that's going to be coming and joining us. Yeah. And I'm joined here by Eric Copes. Sorry, that's the old statue, my friend.
Oh, this is the old one?
Yeah, it's the old one. It's the old one. Sorry. Yeah.
Whoa, I know I had more than that.
Who knows? So we're joined here by Eric Copes, player of the game for the Orangeville A's. Now, I mean, I was just talking to Coach Blunt there. I mean, what a finish. I mean, care to elaborate at all on anything we just witnessed? Because that was insane.
That was one of the hardest games we ever played, I can say. That was one of the hardest games we played, I can say.
Absolutely.
We played our behinds off there. We played our behinds off. We were trying to play to the end, that's all I can say. This past week, we've been working on a lot of defensive transition, and we knew this team was a very good transition team. They can knock down the three really well. I know we held them. We held them for free. We held them for free, I think 20-something%.
You were holding them down. I mean, this is a team that is known to likes to run the ball. You guys were able to initiate a half-court offense on them and a half-court defense. I mean, we saw you were getting real chippy down low with Tom Granado there. I mean, and you know, to see that kind of physicality in a game, I can imagine it also is firing up your teammates and the ability that, you know, you're showing the extra effort that you're putting in a couple of and ones there as well, especially near the second half of the game. Walk us through that.
I just come to work every day, man. That's all I can say. I just come in and ready to work. I'll be in the first one in, the last one out the gym. I always say I can just come in and play. I can't tell you more than that.
Yeah.
I just come and play, man. I knew, like, I wasn't playing as well, like, leading up to this game. Like, I played very, very bad last week. I think I shot, like, overall 20-something% from the field. So I was just trying to come out and just have fun. Number one, because it's my birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Happy birthday.
Number two. Number two, I just love playing basketball, man. I'm a professional basketball player. You gotta go out, no matter what level it is, but you just gotta go out there and play.
Absolutely.
So it was just great to be out there.
Now, walk us through the last couple of seconds there. Now, Bodiford had an opportunity there, gets the foul on him. I mean, the last couple of seconds, what is it that would be going through your mind in that situation? Because we know, being the physical player that you are, you like to attack the rim, but, you know, is there anything else that was going through your mind?
Well, I can shoot the J too, other than my physicality. I can shoot the J really well. In my mind, when Moss got the ball up and got it up and he was about to shoot it, I was like, offensive rebound. Go get that rebound, put it back in so we can win a game.
Absolutely.
But I crashed and opened up another lane for Rick to get in, to get his hand on it, to get fouled, to make us win a game by one. And we get one free throw. I just kept saying all day, we only need one, we only need one, we only need one.
And I'd like to say congratulations again on the win. Thank you so much.
I
Have a happy birthday. And
I
mean, I guarantee this is a game that I personally won't forget anytime soon, and I'm guaranteed that all the fans here that came out to support won't forget it anytime soon either.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me up here, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime. That is Eric Copes of the Orangeville A's, the victorious Orangeville A's. 111-110 is the final. And I'd like to thank Coach Larry Blunt of Orangeville Prep. For coming up here and helping me out here on this night. I would like to give a big shout out to Kelsey Wright, who's at home right now. Prayers and thoughts are with you. And I think we have Coach Blunt back here. And just a fantastic game here up in Orangeville. And just as before, the Orangeville A's, they now improve to 4-6 on the regular season. Gets themselves a little bit closer to second place in the division. Moncton Miracles fall to 5-8 in the Atlantic Division. But Coach Blunt, once again, I'd like to thank you so much for coming in and helping out tonight. It was a great surprise to know that you'd be coming in helping out. And talk to us a little bit briefly before we sign off. What's going to be the next game that you guys are actually going to be in town here for Orangeville Prep, and some of the young and up-and-comers that are going to be coming? Like, I think that's the one thing a lot of people know the Athlete Institute for is the prep school, high school teams that they have here, and some of the best talent in the world between Thonmaker, alumni like Jamal Murray's currently playing for Kentucky, who actually played for you last year.
Sure.
And I think it's, what is going to be the next time you guys are going to be up available around here?
Well, Ryan, first of all, thank you for your kind words and helping me navigate through this. I'm a fish out of water in this booth, but it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you helping me work through it.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Most certainly. And our schedule is really hectic coming up. The next week, this was exams, so we were off for a couple weeks or for a week or so, and then we get back to it next Thursday and Friday, the 31st and the 1st. We'll be in Rhode Island, and then we'll get back to it. We play Father Henry Carr on Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll be back here. And then Thursday we'll play downtown in the game for the All-Star festivities. So I think we have 7 games in the next 12 days. It should be a big stretch coming up for our kids.
Absolutely. Well, I look forward to being a part of it and seeing everything and being able to get a chance to come out to a couple of those games. And if you haven't heard of it, Orangeville Prep, Athlete Institute, the prep school circuit, it is up and coming in Toronto, and it is here to stay.
Well, it's exciting times. I mean, with the All-Star coming and with this league gaining momentum and the basketball movement, guys like Jamal Thon, and let's not even talk about the Anthony Bennett's, Tyler Ennis, Andrew Wiggins. I mean, the list is going on, and it's a lot of really good players, but more importantly, really good people. It makes it a lot of fun to be a part of.
Absolutely. And once again, the final score here tonight in the NBL, it is the Orangeville A's 111, the Moncton Miracles 110, in probably what could arguably be one of the best games of the entire year. We've already had about 4 buzzer beater games so far in this league, and I mean it's just a great product for everyone to come check out. I want to say also a big thank you to Commissioner David Magley for coming and spending the third quarter with us, sharing a little bit more information about the game, some of the history of some of these players on both teams, and overall, I mean, once again, thank you very much for joining us. Everyone, have a fantastic evening, and we will see you all again next week.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, and I'm glad if you left Brampton to make it, I'm sorry. I apologize, but we wanted to get you here. It was a